Another
messy.
episode of Witnessing the Mess, and we are here with Connie. Are you
Mess getter.
kidding me? Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. In the flesh. How you doing, bro?
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. We ready?
What time is it for you?
It's 8 p.m. Just a little bit after 8 p.m. We are a legal time zone. I don't know how to call it in English. So it's the day. It's lasting very long. 8 p.m. right now.
What you mean legal time zone?
Like when like you the 1 hour before you take 1 hour or you put 1 hour. How you call that? Like the cycle.
Like daylight savings?
Yeah, daylight savings. There you go. It's called like you got some weird ass names in Italian. Yeah.
So it's bright as hell till like late.
Yeah, till like one more hour it's gonna be very bright, and then no.
Yeah, I low key hate that shit when it shifts the other way and it get dark as fuck at like 4 o'clock. That shit be killing me,
That's
bro.
draining.
Really, yeah, especially on that shit we was talking about the other day. Like when I was waking up in the afternoon, I used to sleep in like mad late into the afternoon, and so I would only get like 2 hours of daylight sometimes, and I'd just be like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm really just out of luck on this shit, bro.
I'm a bat. I'm a vampire. I've been living at night, sleeping during the day. I kind of like the long daylight thing because I wake up mad late and there's still sunlight for some time, you know.
Yeah. So you get some vitamin D and shit. Yeah, when you wake up, you on the same. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. When you wake up in the winter, and it's like, bro, you get like an hour, 2 hours, bro. That shit is not good for your brain, bro.
The day is gone. The day is gone. You just woke up. You'll be like, what the fuck?
What do you think about? You've been seeing that 100 Men versus a Gorilla shit, right?
I did see that. God damn. I saw some simulations.
What do you think about that, bro?
You
saw simulations?
I did. So I saw some simulations video. I saw 1 gorilla versus 100 men, and I saw 10,000 gorillas versus 1 million men. And bro, they're getting mauled. They're getting mauled, bro. They're getting destroyed, tossed around.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Tossed around.
I don't even know how people are saying like it's not even close, bro. That's like.
No.
Wait, can I can say niggas on here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm about to say I don't know. I saw that one clip of that nigga smoking on that one dude's stream, and I was like, damn, I don't know what the rules are for real.
We got free range.
Bro, I just been seeing niggas talk about that shit, and I've been like, damn, bro, like I don't even know how niggas think it's a competition for real. That would be like if niggas was like, 100 men versus like a SUV, who do you think would win? Like, nigga, it's not even a competition, bro. That's not even the same type of thing that niggas is talking about.
Versus an SUV is crazy. It reminds me of the same thing people was arguing about with the fucking bear or man. Like, come on, bro. You clearly didn't go outside like enough.
Bear or man?
But like the woman, would you pick being alone in the forest with a man or alone in the forest with a bear?
Yeah.
Bro, I can't eat a whole woman. I'm gonna eat like a tyke. Maybe I'm gonna be full. I can't eat a whole woman, you know?
Yeah. No, that's really... Yeah, bro, and it's kind of on the... I feel like the first one of those was the silverback gorilla versus the grizzly bear. Where niggas was like, who would win this? Who do you think would win that?
100 men, 1 gorilla, or the gorilla grizzly?
The gorilla grizzly
bear.
Bro,
the gorillas got thumbs, bro. They got thumbs, like real life. And they got thumbs on the feet as well, bro. They got four hands, bro. It's over with.
I think they still gonna be out of luck, bro.
Damn.
I think they're still gonna be fried. Bro, the grizzly bears... Bro, I'm scared of bears, bro. I'm really scared of bears, like on some phobia shit, bro. I'm scared of bears and I'm scared of sharks, bro.
Ooh.
So I just know hella about bears for no reason, bro. Grizzly bears, it wouldn't. I don't even think it would be like a close fight versus a gorilla, bro. It's crazy. Grizzly bears are fucked up. How like
they eat you alive. They eat the thing alive. They don't kill the prey. They gonna eat it and that's it. They
start with your balls, bro.
What?
They eat your balls. Yes, they eat your balls.
That's a detail that I was missing. God damn.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Bears, bro. fuck with
Are you
bears,
from the
bro.
West Coast? Are you from California?
No, I'm from Chicago, but I live
Oh,
in LA now. I
oh,
live in
okay, okay.
California now.
Every time I
And
see
so like,
you on the internet, you are in a whole other different area of the planet, bro. Every time you pop up on on my
for
internet,
real.
yeah,
Oh,
bro.
that's fire.
I thought you was from the
That's
UK for us for some time. Then I thought he was California from Cali. You
for
giving
real.
UK
No,
vibes so bad, bro. It's like a lot. You,
really.
yeah. You're giving UK London.
That's interesting. No, people have said that to me before, and I never like I think the first time that I ever posted something like talking, a nigga was like, I thought you had a British accent this whole time. And I was like, it's weird, but also like, yeah, I don't know. I have a very like ambiguous vibe until I open my mouth, I feel like you know what that word mean?
Yeah,
Ambiguous?
yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially now that my hair, because this isn't my natural hair color. Like
Okay.
I just have regular like black hair. But bro, like now that I like dye my hair and shit, people are really like having no idea what ethnicity I am, or like niggas be like a lot of people the past like 3 years maybe have been like strangers will walk up on me and be like, "Are you Brazilian?" And I'll be like,
I
"No,
do see
what the
that a lot actually. A lot actually.
bro?" I get it so much that it's
Holy.
crazy. And I had no idea why at first. Now I know they like bleach their hair and shit, and like the skin complexion is like vaguely the same. But before I knew that, I was like, "Bro, what are y'all talking about, bro?"
Dominican Republic as well, now that I think about it. Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Low key. Yeah, bro. Nah, I could be a lot of different things, bro.
You got
And
the
you
look. I mean, like with the how you call the buzz cut and the dye. I feel like the gloves, your feet pics. I feel like you're building a whole like aesthetic and word around yourself. It's kind of nice that people can't really figure you out and put yourself in a category or however the fuck you wanna call this. It's kind of
yeah.
nice,
No, I
leave them
agree.
wondering.
Type shit. Yeah. No, I agree. It's bro that it's such a weird it's a weird thing like and you're doing the same shit of like building out like a world and like a like I hate to say like a brand but like an identity, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like it's a weird like process and it's weird how like I don't know that shit takes a long time, you know?
It even just
Like there's just certain shit. What were you about to say?
even just to figure out, oh, this stuff goes well with this stuff. Oh, this makes sense with what I'm doing right now. It's always steps and steps and falling down and getting back up and reassessing and shit like that. So it's something that every
Definitely.
artist should do nowadays. I see people just, it's the capitalism way. People just want to maximize all type of everything, leaving behind their self, leaving behind what they stand
Yeah.
for, what they would represent if they get to be their self 100% fully. So yeah.
Yeah, no, bro, I see that shit a lot, bro. Like I feel like every and I hate that shit too, bro. Every like big like milestone, I don't even want to say milestone, but like a landmark moment in music culture, like I'll use Whole Lotta Red as an example because this is the
For
first
sure.
time I really saw that shit. Bro, when Whole Lotta Red dropped, so many niggas that I know in real life, like who were doing their own thing, they had their like own identity. They fully just stopped that and they started wearing like boots and shit and like leather jackets and all this shit. And I was like, bro, you don't even like this stuff. Like you don't even like this is not you doing this. You're just like when some big shit happens on that level of like a excuse me. Well, that was a crazy burp. On that Whole Lot of Red level or like, anything like Yeet when Yeet first got big, like niggas, you'll see niggas who like have been doing their own thing for a while and it hasn't quite like clicked yet just because of time and whatever. Like niggas will just fully abandon their whole identity and be like, I'm gonna just do this thing that works now.
Oh
And I
my
hate that,
god.
bro.
Oh my
That's like my
god.
least favorite thing in the because it doesn't benefit anybody. Like no none of the niggas that I know who around that whole lot of red time started dressing like Cardi and acting like Cardi and like rapping on rage beats, it didn't like benefit them at all. You know, like the shortcut shit never works in this shit. Like what we're talking about, like building your world and shit. Like, yeah, bro, it's weird, bro. It's a whole.
You're kinda building a bro world, you know. You're helping him build his world by spreading his sound or whatever, you know. But you said like
What you mean?
like if Carti has his own sound and I completely change myself to fit that aesthetic, I'm promoting
Yeah,
his sound, his stuff, because he's like
yeah,
I
yeah,
will I got the threshold already because I'll never grow over the guy I'm emulating.
bro.
So it's
Yeah,
yeah. But you said some crazy shit though, because especially where I'm from, I did see that happen where you got artists actually respectfully and respectably grinding for years, trying to get a sound on, doing themselves, even building a vocabulary, because you know artists gotta have their own way of communicating with the people, with the
yeah,
world, you know. Completely
yeah,
fucking toss it out the window to get to rent a Tesla and shoot one of those weird ass videos under a tragic yeet type beat with those high, bro. I was like, oh holy, this is for real, this is real, because that's some fan
yeah.
shit. That's some fan
Bro,
shit.
nah. I be looking at it the same way, like, bro, this is weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just weird to like damn near impersonate another nigga. Like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? That
facts.
shit, and it doesn't, yeah, bro. What you're saying about the like language and like the lingo and all that shit, like that's another like huge thing in that shit that is so like I don't know. That's a big one that niggas really sleep on, bro. Like whenever a rapper like I say rapper, but it could be anybody. Like whenever an artist has their own like little words and shit they be saying, and you see their fans comment like their little like Yeet does it really
With a
well, Thug
tonka.
does it really well.
Yeah,
Bro, yeah, bro,
yeah.
that shit is really I be thinking like, damn, like for my like artist project shit, I'm not like a rapper. I don't rap or sing or anything, but I'd be like, damn, how can I like that's one of the things that niggas aren't super hip to, but is like a crazy like cheat code. I'd be like, damn, I need to get my own little shit going, my
That's
little language going.
That's nice. I do put you like in a category with your solo music, and like I got that. I just want to geek, 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 geek. That
Yeah,
record
yeah,
been
yeah,
stuck in my head for so long, bro. Because I feel like that's also another way, you know, of having your own vocabulary, of just being able to be recognized, even with stuff that's got nothing to do with you, you know. Just people
yeah.
out in the world, they know about you, they see you in other stuff that they may stumble upon, and they get they get reminded. So yeah, that's
Oh yeah. Nah, I'm glad you fuck with that shit, bro.
yeah,
Thank you.
I absolutely do,
That's
of
really-
course.
is that a is that a balloon or a pillow
This is
in
a
the
it's
back?
a
I can't
pillow.
see.
It's a pillow.
I've been trying to figure that shit out
I
since we
got
got
two of
on.
them. I got two of them.
That shit is hard, bro.
Yeah,
Nah, you be going crazy with like the merch and like the product
yeah,
shit.
the
That's really
gadgets.
what I'm trying to that's another thing that I'm right now like trying to really build out is like physical shit, which you're really good at. I admire that a lot.
I thank you so much, and it's something that never gave me so much fulfillment. Thinking about it, taking your time to do it, and see it become something. Even if you're not gonna sell millions of whatever, you know, but just putting little goals to yourself and going through them. It's very very nice, and it's actually very easy. I always say to people, yo, if you have an idea, Google it, Google a way, Google how to Google, because you're gonna find a way of actually getting it done.
Yeah, yeah, bro. And everything is so, bro. I feel after Googling, like once I, have an idea of like, oh, I need to make blah blah blah, or I want to do a rug or some shit. Every time I look into how to make it, I have this thought of like, oh, this is gonna be so complicated to do. It's always so easy, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Even like I don't know, bro. Everything is way easier than people make it out to be. You know what I mean? Like with bro, I don't know. Shit's just so easy to do now, bro. Like if I wanted to make like a hoodie with like crazy designs all over it, really all I got to do is design the hoodie and then find someone to
Facts.
like print it and blah blah. One thing that I don't know if you saw, I have these like gloves that are like there's like the logo of my shit on the palms. And when I got those, when I made those, I was like, damn, this is gonna be so difficult to do because like I didn't know, I had never seen like I'd seen gloves like that, but like those are they have football out there?
They do. We
Like
in
American
In
football?
Switzerland we actually do. I don't know about other places in Europe, but Switzerland is big on American football. Actually, we got schools and stuff. We
So
got
you know what a wide receiver is?
a wide receiver. I know he's wide, and I know he's receiving. Pause.
That's crazy. Yeah, basically a wide receiver is a position in football that they catch the passes, and like those gloves that I made, they're just wide
Sticky,
receiver gloves.
sticky.
Yeah, they're sticky on the palms, and like when bro, my homie in high school, my best friend, his name's Jacob. He he played football. Shout out to Jacob, real nigga. He played football, and bro, he showed me like niggas will have like custom gloves where like it'll just be regular shit on each palm, but when you put them together like this to catch the ball, it'll say like I get money or like
Swag.
this shit too easy. Something on there. So bro, I was like, damn, I don't even know where you buy wide receiver gloves, but like I need to make this shit happen. And bro, I looked into it, I Googled it, like you saying, and bro, that shit was so easy, bro. Everything is so easy, bro. Like the doing is just the hard part.
Exactly, you gotta put your mind to it, and it's like for me, for example, it's very hard to go out my way and ask people for stuff. But what I say to my community is that, bro, people can't wait to help other people to feel like useful and like to be part of something. So never not ask or never not go out your way to try and look for what you're looking for. Actually, those gloves that
Bro.
with the logo on the thing, that I seen that shit actually extremely swaggy. I'd never seen nobody like using actually maybe gloves, yeah, on some Tizo touchdown stuff. You know how he uses the bouquet, the flower bouquet. You got the glasses, the
Yeah.
gloves. It's giving a lot of like it's painting a picture. There you go.
Okay, fire. No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, bro. I
So,
really do. I gotta get you a pair, bro. I need to send you.
ooh.
I have a drawer and I'm looking at it right now. You know what a I don't even know what that like a file cabinet. I have a
Uh-huh.
file cabinet, and one of the drawers is just like full of those gloves, just
Ooh,
like
that's
in
nice.
the packaging and shit. Yeah, I gotta send you a pair for sure,
That's
bro.
very nice merch, by the way, because like selling T-shirt or whatever gets boring even for the people. You might not want to buy somebody's T-shirt only because you fuck with him. But if you like may see you performing live, posing with the gloves, that's other stuff. On some marshmallow head
Yeah,
shit, less mystery wooty woo. But yeah.
type shit. That's been the thing, bro. That I've really, I mean, like I already said, I've been trying to like get more on my product shit and like get it made and all that. But like the the thing that's I'm on right now that I'm currently, you know how you'll like identify some shit and be like, oh, I need to stop doing that. And then you'll catch yourself doing it and be like, nigga, I just said I need to stop doing that. Bro, what I just described of like, oh, just do it, like the action is the hard part. Bro, right now I'm trying to make shoes. I'm trying to make some
Oh.
shoes. But I have no like I don't want it to it's easy to like get an existing shoe and like you know how people will make like the custom brand like they'll have like this is my brand of shoes and it's just the Air Jordan 1
It's a
with like a
silhouette.
different
Yeah.
type shit. Yeah, doing that is easy, but like finding a nigga to make a new silhouette of a shoe and shit like that, that's like some whole other shit that I have no idea how to get into. That's my current battle, bro. And I'm I'm feeling the pressure of, you know how I'm sure you've experienced this before, like you'll get an idea, like I've identified recently, semi recently, that I'm like I get my ideas ahead like of when they come. Like ahead of when you know about like the 20-year cycle of everything?
20 years cycle of everything. I may have
Like
heard
culture.
reset, like it resets and starts new with the new waves and shit.
like everything, culture, fashion, music, everything moves on. I heard a nigga recently say 17 years, which might be more like accurate, but everything is on a 20-year cycle. So the shit that's happening, it's 2025. Cardi's whole shit right now, who's the biggest nigga, is like 2005
Punk
aesthetics
rock
and
shit,
like
facts.
no, not even like I mean like 2005 like Atlanta, like the way that all his shit is like Atlanta shit right now. All of that, the vibe of his new shit and like the samples, the way that he has like a DJ on his shit, that's all referencing like shit that was happening exactly 20 years ago. And like in 2015, niggas were super heavy on like the 90s vibes. Like niggas was wearing windbreakers and shit like that. And then it, you can apply it to wherever. I don't know how far that goes back. But I say all that to say like I'll get ideas and be like, "Damn, I need to do this shit." And you know how if you get an idea and you don't immediately act on it, that idea will go to somebody else. You
Mm-hmm.
know about that?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bro, so I'm feeling this pressure with the shoes of like, nigga, I gotta get on this. Cause bro, I've noticed this pattern. I'll get an idea. I got maybe like 3 to 6 months to make it real, or else that shit is going to somebody else. You know what Muay Thai is?
Muay Thai, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was on that shit for a while, like maybe a year or 2 years ago, like heavy. I was into it. And bro, they Muay Thai shorts like look so crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen them before,
I did Muay
but the
Thai.
shorts that they yeah, yeah, yeah. So bro, those shorts look so fire. So I was at the
They are
gym
swaggy.
and I saw the shit they was selling and I was like, bro, niggas are gonna be on this in like a couple months. I need to make my own like hot boy Muay Thai shorts because this shit just gonna look crazy. And I kept putting it off, kept putting it off. Bro, like 2 months later, I see this nigga JPEG Mafia in some Muay Thai shorts. I was like, nigga, I just blew it, bro. That one really stung me deeply because I was like, I know niggas are not really doing Muay Thai like how I'm doing it. So like that one stung, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That was the one that really woke me up of like, okay, I can't let ideas slip away anymore, you know?
I do see it though. I do see it. I get sometimes when I get ideas for what I might or might not do, I be getting a shit ton of anxiety. Like, oh, this is too big. I can't do this. So it's too much of I need too many people to be collaborating on fixated on one thing. So it gets tricky. It gets tricky. Just closing your mind. It's way better to just fucking get an idea and try and do it. You know, you just try and do it.
Yeah.
You materialize it. You see how hard it is to actually get it done, and you also I think I heard about this idea jumping from people to people if you don't catch it, but as hard it is for you to materialize it is as it's as hard for somebody else's to get it done, you know. So I feel like
Yeah.
that alleviates or like release the pressure a little bit and makes you go on with the idea.
Yeah. No, that's real. Yeah, bro. That one keeps me up at night, bro. I'll get an idea and be like, fuck, I have to make this shit happen. Yeah, that's really real, bro. Idea like that's some whole other shit that I could go on forever about, bro. Like how ideas come to you and shit like that. That's some crazy shit.
Even with music, it's being I see like when I talk to producers and I just help them putting them in the right mindset to make a cool little nice beat. It's never talking about just music, because being an artist, it's so much. It's letting it's you gotta be influenced by the right thing, and you gotta close that door once you understand that a bad influence are coming that may put you off of your weird tracks that you are on, that people don't even understand that you are on top of some tracks. So it's being an artist, it's really it's weird, complicated.
No, that's a real thing too, bro. Like a lot of there was a bro when Cardi's album dropped, that music shit. After like a week, I had to like pull myself away from listening to that because everything that I was making was just like it wasn't like, oh, I'm making shit like that, but it was just too subconsciously influenced by that. I was like, I need to get back to some like weirder shit. So I had to make myself listen to like other music. Yeah, I be telling niggas that, bro. Like producers and shit, the biggest thing that you could literally like the biggest cheat code is to just listen to as much different kinds of music as you can. Cause like that's where all of the like everything is influenced by something, you know, like even the shit that you listen to and you're like, how did the nigga make this? You find out what they were listening to when they made it and you're like, oh, this is just like
Oh yeah, makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, so bro, that's the biggest for producers, bro. Niggas gotta listen to everything. Like just consume as much shit as possible for real.
Yo.
Bro, I can hear my dog snoring. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. You got a beautiful dog though. I
Crazy.
saw him.
Thank you, bro. She's been pissing me off these past couple
Oh.
days. I don't know I don't know if she's getting fat or what's happening, but like she been snoring loud as hell these past couple days. I gotta do something about that.
It's a Frenchie, yeah?
Yeah, she cool. She mad cool. She's napping right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, snoring loud as fuck. Crazy.
It's very nice that we get to talk even about just aesthetic or just a cool product. I didn't know you was after fashion like that, you know, trying to get products done and learn something. Even with shoes, I've seen people that been working in the fashion industry for over 10 years, just fashion, never music or nothing, and they been like having their own problems, you know. Even it's always gonna be like, oh, how do I do this, or how do I, because it's always they're always trying, and it's product. First you get a product, and then you get product engineering. You understand how to make it better, let the shoe less weight, more you know. It's always so it's an idea that borns, or how it, you know, you create the idea, you get the idea, and then with the time, as the time go, it becomes what it's actually meant to be, you know. So it's
Yeah.
it's a whole
No, that
process.
shit is it's like watching a baby being born on some crazy shit. I'd never seen a baby being born. Actually, I watched a YouTube video of a baby being born. Have you seen that before?
I don't think I wanna know. I can imagine.
Disgusting. It's disgusting.
I,
Like I've never, you know, I've never been there. I don't have kids,
shout out
so
to all the
like
women, man. Shout out to all the moms. They
shout
go
out
through
to
that.
girls, shout out to women.
They go
Boom.
through
Shout
that.
out to y'all.
Love.
I don't have kids, so I've never been like, oh, I just watched my son being born. But nigga, that shit is so the way that people talk about it, like niggas would be like, when my son watching my son being born and changed my life, bro. That it looks like foul, like flagrant as hell, like some shit that niggas should not be seeing, bro. It's
I
disgusting. And you know that girls shit a lot of the time when they give birth. So they shit, they birth the baby into the shit, bro. And it's good for the baby because it boosts the fuck out of their immune system
My
and some
mom
shit
never
like that.
did that. My mom never did that.
You might be surprised, bro. It's fucked up, bro. Birth is fucked up, bro. And
Holy.
like, yeah, that shit
The
is a
sun is
lot,
a
man.
great analogy though, because ideas are your babies, you know, and you must help them grow. You must direct them in the right position, and you must let them be and become who they want to become, you know. When I started Game Essay, as I was telling you yesterday, I thought I was gonna be a cool dude. I thought I was gonna be the coolest guy on the planet. Fucking make a song, get
Yeah.
a TikTok down, thousands of likes, labels flying me out. Hell no.
Mhm.
I turned out to be a vessel of the mess.
Yeah.
It's
No, that's real.
you see,
That's a
so
beautiful thing.
you gotta go with the wind,
But
actually.
also you still are a cool guy. It just is a time thing, bro. Time is weird, bro. Time is fucked up. That's a whole other thing that like linear time and like the illusion of linear time or like a timeline. Bro, I feel like because of like movies and like yeah, movies and TV, like we've really been trained to think that like you know how like when you're watching a movie or TV show, there's like you know that there's events that are coming like in the timeline of the show. I feel like we've been trained to think like, oh, there's events coming in, you know, our real life. when that shit's like, obviously there are events coming, but
No,
like
no,
it's not. There's no reality that exists outside of this moment right
I
now.
see
So
I
like,
got goosebumps right now. I swear to God,
you know what
from
I'm
my
talking
elbow,
about,
yeah, hell yeah, from my elbows to my
bro?
ankles, I got goosebumps right now. Facts.
Real shit.
Oh
That shit
wow,
is crazy, bro.
wow. So we
Yeah.
get to
So when
run
niggas be
behind
like,
something that doesn't exist.
you said what happened?
We get to run behind something and wait upon something that it's not there and doesn't exist. It's here
Yeah,
now.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So it's like, bro, when niggas be like talking about like, oh, I hope that, or like when I talk to producers or like artists and they're like, oh, how do you know that this shit's about to like pan out or whatever? Because like my whole life is structured around like this shit working and like all my goals materializing, and like niggas be like, how do you know it's gonna happen? Like there is no how do you know. I'm just deciding that that is what it is. Like the only thing that exists is right now. All of the ideas of like, oh, tomorrow, blah blah, or like in 5 years, blah blah, that's not even real yet. So like you didn't wake up today. You don't look down right now and be like, damn, I have pants on. That's crazy. You woke up and was like, I'm gonna put on pants, and that's just what happened. Like, so yeah, bro. Anybody that's even when you talking about like, oh yeah, I thought I was about to be a cool guy, bro. You are. It's just time. It take a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like even with like the product, back to the product design and like all that shit, like long term. So I have my tag, like the Connie, are you fucking kidding me? And then I have the hot boy tag. That hot boy tag is really like, I want it to serve the purpose of like long term. Like I want that to be kind of like a billboard essentially in my songs that I work on now. So niggas have that associated in their brain, and like in a year, 5 years, whatever, like niggas already know about that. And then when someone's like, oh, I just got these crazy jeans, like I just got these hot boy jeans, niggas will be like, oh, that's the thing. Like, I, there's a whole like long term game plan with that, but like, that's just, that's gonna happen. It's not on some like, oh, I hope things pan out. Like, I've decided that that's what it's gonna be. So, bro, yeah, that's also a big advice to anybody, producer, artist, bro. Like you just gotta decide that this shit is what it is, and like take that jump for real. Like I be telling niggas, bro. Well, I don't be telling niggas to drop out of school, but I be telling niggas like, bro, quit that job if you can, bro, because like this shit will work. Like I remember I've worked hella jobs, bro, like hella jobs, and I remember when I first moved out here and I had a job at Amazon, and that was like, bro, Amazon is not fit for human beings. Like human beings
I
should
heard
not
that.
work at Amazon.
I heard about
That
that.
shit is fucked up, bro. That shit is fucked up. And I quit that shit one day, and I remember being like, how the fuck am I gonna get money from making music? And I just had to figure that shit out. And it happened, it worked out. But like, that jump of like, all right, I'm gonna do this now. It's the craziest, like, scary feeling, but should be working out.
It's
Fuck
also
Amazon too. That's how I feel. Fuck Amazon.
we're gonna leave that as that. We're gonna stand on that. One thing that I be pushing my community into doing when it comes to make this music thing or whatever they got going on a job is to don't let yourself fall victim of the trends, and you just gonna make your color. You were born with a very specific nice color, and you just blend your color into whatever the world got going on just to fit in. You're never gonna stand out. You're never gonna be turning heads and having people questioning you. People gonna rock with you, and people are gonna be like, what the fuck going on? Why are they rocking with this guy? What is going on here? They're gonna tap in and see what is going on, and differentiate yourself by other people. Nowadays, where everybody's trying something, could feel like something impossible, since you have everybody trying something. But since everybody's trying something and most of them are doing the same thing, it's gonna be very easy for you to stand out. Just fucking
Bro.
go crazy.
No, I agree. I agree. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, no, not at all,
no,
not at all.
I agree, bro. I think also, bro, I feel like I don't know if you feel this way, but bro, if I feel like if you're trying to like quit your job or whatever, or like make money from music and like just on some like sustain yourself shit early on, I feel like every producer should, or even artist, bro, everyone that makes music should learn how to engineer, bro. Because that's how I was like eating for super long, bro. Like niggas, I was talking to one of my homies about this, and even he didn't know, but bro, for the first like 3, 4 years of living out here, no, probably 3 years. The first 3 years of living out here, I was engineering. Like that was really my job for real. Like I was the head engineer at this one studio in Koreatown in LA. I don't know if you know where that's at, but like, bro, the engineering shit, that's like the easiest way to like get to some money. Like not even some like crazy like, oh, I'm rich, but like you can pay your bills off that shit. Like if you really lock in on it, you know? It kind of sucks. Engineering kind of sucks, but that's like the that shit just teaches you so much, and it's a skill that's like so it's a game changer, bro. Like if you know how to now, I'm so thankful I did all those years and all those hundreds and hundreds of sessions with random niggas, because like I know now how to just run a session, and I know how to like mix a song. Like an artist, I feel like my biggest strength is that an artist could come to me and like I'm like a one-stop shop as far as like I have a
Very important,
studio.
very
You
important.
can pull up. We can all pretty much all the artists that I work with. Like I record their vocals. I'm doing additional production shit. I'm end up mixing the song. Like it's a really there. You don't have to rely on anybody else. You know, there's producers out here in LA who like a rapper will be in town and they'll be like, "Oh, pull up on me to this session," and then they have to like scramble and find an engineer to like pull up too. And it's just, bro, if you have that strength, bro, that's really a cheat code, bro. That shit has like saved my ass hundreds of times, bro. It feels like, because it's just I think that's like a you have to be able to do that if you want to like get to a certain level. If your goals are a certain thing, you gotta know how to do that.
It takes me to a bunch of points, bro. That's super real. I was talking to some members of my community in the voice chat the other night, and we literally got to this argument where I was telling them, we are men. It's men waking up every morning doing stuff they never thought they would be doing just because they got a wife and kid. Since when this path, this route we took, since when we gotta enjoy every single moment? We don't have to be under fucking hustling and being like, oh, this shit suck. It's gonna be much more fulfilling and pleasing when you get to the point where you actually earned. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. You get to do whatever you think you was born for. You know, after you put in work to get to a point where you are comfortable into being yourself and doing you know. So that's one thing, and that's great. And the second point, what you say again? I think I fucking forgot.
I don't even know. I might have
God,
forgot too. I don't
God
know.
damn. The sessions, right? With the music industry, producers are placed in front of an opportunity and they don't realize it. You get to learn a lot of different services you could provide to a lot of people and actually hand them out, you know. And some services are way more it's like a crucial step to people reaching their goal, you know. Like the engineer will almost never be a skipped step, and people love, at least about me, I really love my routines. I really love to lock in with people and get people I find myself comfortable with working, share ideas, you know, get the brainstorming moment and everything clicks in, they all throwing in stuff on the plate that makes sense. People love to keep working with that type of people, you know. So they don't have to look away for this or for that. They get those nights. They call you 1 a.m. You and with this artist, he just landed. I got this with you. He gonna provide with the opportunities, and he gonna provide you with a stable income also. If you got an artist and he's very serious about himself, he always gonna go to the studio because it's great vibes with you. It's a great smell in the studio because what the fuck, you smoke great weed or you don't smoke at all, and bro don't like smoke. You see what I'm saying? So it's it's a lot of stuff that you may or may not do to help others people get to their point, and those people gonna help you get to your point, indirectly or directly.
No, that's real.
So that's true.
That's super real.
That's true.
The vibe shit is, bro, what you just said is so crucial too. I would say that's damn near the most important part, is like when you get around like whoever it is that you're working with, bro, the vibe, just being like a cool nigga is more important than anything else, bro. Like niggas don't like, I feel like there's so many producers, bro, who they're just like weird, you know? Not like maliciously, but like, or not with any like bad intent, but like, bro, you got to be a normal person, like a cool person to be around first. It doesn't matter how good your beats are, like being a cool vibe to be around is the most important shit. And like with like mixing or beats, anything that you do as a producer, really, it doesn't matter how good it is objectively, it matters how much the artist you're working with feels good about it, you know? Like there's been so many times where I'm working with an artist and I'll be, you know, I'll send them a mix of a song and be like, "Oh, you should fuck with this. You know, let me know what you think." And then it's a fire mix, and then they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just have my dude do it. Like I'm gonna just have my go-to guy do it, who I'm comfortable with." And then they do the mix, and it sounds like shit, but they're like, "This is my guy that I feel good about. This nigga makes my songs sound the way that I feel good about." That's all that matters. Even if it sounds objectively worse, they just care about what they feel good about, you know? So yeah, being a cool nigga and like just a cool dude to hang out with is like probably the most important shit of all this shit for real.
When I talk to people from my place in Italy, we got this thing a lot where in studios, especially producers or owners of the studios or engineers, they are very 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 pushy into having the artist do what they may feel would go in an industry of this and A&R. Oh, this guy gonna love. It's very bad. And I always use the same analogy all the times. Young Thug walked in the studio in 2015 and he said, she make the dick grow up big like a tower. Okay? He said that.
For real.
He did say that my dick shines like butter. He did say that.
For real.
You can't feel not free. You can't like feel chained up and go in the booth and lash out some crazy shit like that. It won't happen. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
So the artist must feel comfortable around you, you know, to not be judged and to just fucking try, make mistake or say some funny shit that's gonna hit or not hit. Who knows, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
That's one way to get to the point. Obviously, know your clientele. Warrant a piece says that's also right.
You said no what?
Your clientele. What people like, what your artist that comes, you know what he likes, how to get him comfortable.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a big, yeah, bro. Learning to like set the vibe of the studio and like just like you said, knowing how the vibe with niggas, bro. That shit is crucial, bro.
How did you got into making music? How did you fall in love with music?
Bro, so I didn't when I was a kid, like when I was a young kid, I like hated music, like disliked it on some like low key on some like autistic shit for real. Like that shit would like overwhelm me and I just wouldn't like I would be hanging out with like my older sister and her boyfriend and like I remember that nigga was trying to put me on to Jeezy for like a minute and I was just like, bro, I don't want to hear this, bro. Like I would make niggas turn the music off in the car when I was a kid. And then I heard what's that song? Sky is the Limit by Lil Wayne when I was like 8, and I was like, oh, this is at like I had this moment of like, damn, music is good. Like that shit really made me realize like, wow, there's good songs out there. And then from then I just had I feel really lucky, bro. Like how we were talking about earlier, like listening to as many different kinds of music is the biggest key for like making good music. Like I've from that, like Sky is the Limit by Lil Wayne, I just had so many like phases of hyperfixation on different genres of music. So like I was really, really big into like metal for like a long time when I was in middle school. And like I was really big into like dubstep and shit when Skrillex came out. And then I got like more into like underground shit when I was like I think it was like 2015. Um and but I didn't make music at all until I was a freshman in college. I was going to university. I was studying to be a nurse, and I fully was like, this is my life path.
That's
And then
beautiful.
the college I went to was like 45 minutes away from my hometown, and I would come back and like all of my friends back home were like selling drugs and just like they didn't have jobs. They were just like trapping all day. And then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna like." They started making music just on some fun shit. And I would come back some weekends and I would be like, "These niggas are lame as hell. Like this shit is weak." And then I got high one day with them and I made a beat on some fun shit and we used to like freestyle. Like I rapped at first. I was like, I'm gonna rap and I recorded. I think there's one song ever in existence of our universe that is me rapping, and it exists on a hard drive somewhere. I hope not, but it probably does. And I
I
made
hope
like
not.
4 or 5 beats ever, and then I came home one weekend from university, and we did acid, and that during that trip, I just had this moment of like, bro, I can really do this shit, like. And then I just dropped out of school after that and I started like pursuing music, I guess, which is like a dumbass decision. I don't recommend anybody ever do that. But from that moment of that acid trip, fully like changed the course of my life. And then I really just like locked in on making beats and shit, which yeah, I think about that. I've like talked about this in like interviews and shit before. Like I think about that moment a lot and like if I had a kid one day after I like witnessing a disgusting childbirth like we were just talking about, like if I had a kid and I watched him get popped out into a pile of shit and like I raised this nigga and then he grows up and come home from university and is like I did hard drugs and now I'm gonna drop out of school and start making music. I'd be like, nigga, you failed me, bro. I would look at that nigga in his face and be like, nigga, you let me down.
How
Um,
your parents reacted though?
my I didn't tell my mom. It's just my mom, like at home, and I didn't tell her initially, and then I stopped, and she was like, "All right, like whatever," and I moved back in with her, and she just I don't know. My mom has always been super supportive of like whatever I wanted to do, and yeah, I would just, bro, I work a lot like on whatever it is that I'm doing. So like she just kind of saw the work that I was putting in and she just kind of was like, "All right, this is what he's about to do." Because I've always been like super on some like what's it called? Have you heard the term monomania before?
Manomania?
Yeah, bro. I learned that word when I was watching this documentary about a rock climber. His name is you know who Alex Honnold is?
Alex Honnold? No. I know about rock climbing though.
Bro, he's a free solo rock climber. Like he'll climb a whole mountain with no rope on him or nothing, just a dolo. And he was talking about his dad, and his dad was like that nigga. I think they said he had like autism or some shit. I don't know that I have autism, but like they described this thing that he was on called monomania, and like he would fixate on one thing, and that just became his whole like being for real. And that's how I've always been. Like before it was music, it was basketball. Before basketball, it was fucking video games. Like I used to be addicted to Minecraft when I was a kid for real. And like so I got started with beats and I'm pretty sure she was just like, all right, I haven't seen this nigga in like days. He's just been making beats in the basement. And yeah, she was super supportive of it. And then one day I just came upstairs and I was like, I'm about to move to LA. And she was like, what the fuck? She like that one, she didn't take that well. She was not trying to hear all that.
You know,
But
that's a
it worked out.
scary step, you know, a scary step.
Yeah, and
As a
especially like
man.
at that time I didn't have any like bro, I had only known the people that I was moving in with through FaceTime. Like that was I met Jaleel and this producer that he was working with at the time who's like a good friend of mine and I just would FaceTime them every day. Like they were out here in LA like making music and going to parties and they would be on Melrose and shit and they would just have me. We would FaceTime for literally like 12 hours every day. And so one day they were like, "Oh, I need a roommate. Like, can you move out here?" And I was like, "Sure." And so like I'm sure that was scary for her, like me just sending strangers on the internet pretty much my entire bank account and then being like, "I'm gonna move in with these niggas." Like I'm sure that was probably scary for her, which that was also scary for me. But
Obviously.
yeah, that was the one part of it that she was like, "All right, you might be tripping," you know?
That's part of the gamble, you know, dropping out of university after an enlightenment could be seen as like, oh, you're crazy. But that's like, that's the crazy that makes history, you know. You never just don't gamble or absolutely sure about something and that something turns out to be this amazing, great thing, you know. It's always...
Yeah,
whenever you're so sure about stuff, you're more likely to fall short, you know, and have
bro.
your hopes crushed.
Yeah, yeah, bro. You gotta take those risks, bro.
Because you
And I've
got...
always been like a risk-taking nigga, I guess. Like I don't even want to say like, oh, I'm a risk taker. I just am an impulsive person, more so less now. But up until like my brain developed more, I was just kind of like doing whatever. But I feel like that shit definitely served me, you know. Those risks, that shit is a big part of it.
because you got different, it's a different type of responsibility that you are put in front of, you know. It's literally up to you. It's just up to you.
For real. No, for real. It's yeah, bro. That that just goes back to that shit though. Like just deciding like this is what I want, you know? Like all of the like noise of like, oh, what if blah blah or what if this turns out this way? Like most things if it doesn't pan out, like if you know, I've taken big risks before and I get bit in the ass because it doesn't work out, and then I just am like, all right, like most things are reversible, you know, even if let's say I get to this point and like I don't think about like what am I gonna do for my future or whatever like that. Like I know my plan and I know whatever, but like even if this shit doesn't work out, I don't even think of it like that. But like even if in 3 years I decide like, oh, I don't want to do this shit anymore, or I don't like making music anymore, like I can just get a job at like Texas Roadhouse or some shit, you know, or like Target, and then whatever. Like at least I tried, you know. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that is so, and like you know what I mean? Like, even if I do this shit for mad long until I'm 40, and then I'm like, oh, I don't like this or whatever. Like, bro, you just get a job. Like, you could go to fucking welding classes and then you just have a job. Like,
Exactly.
there's no real risk. I feel like as long as you're like, your health and your life isn't like at risk, there's no like risk involved with much other shit, you know?
Obviously you gotta be smart about it. You know, you love music, you like plugins, you use plugins. I bet learn the juice. Let's program something and let's sell it and provide the world with a service or whatever. You know, so you could
Uh,
redirect. You know, you start making beats, you end up being this liked guy at big festival shows because you can
yeah,
work MIDI inputs. Who knows? You can always
yeah.
redirect, of course. And people get scared about that one wall they might get in front of. Fucking change direction and go and keep running, you know?
Yeah, bro. No, there's always like I feel like our just like humans, like right now, our culture is so much like, oh, like niggas use the term like plan B or like safety net or whatever, but like, bro, the what is the risk for real? Like I feel like bro, my childhood and my upbringing was like really rough, and so like I know that no matter what in life, like it's not gonna be worse than that. You know, like how I was living when I was a kid, like there's nothing worse than that. So like what's the risk? You know what I mean? Even if
Damn.
fuck all the like redirecting and like, oh, I can use my skills for blah blah. Like if I'm just fully like fuck it, I'm gonna just if this shit didn't work out and I know that I could fully run an engineering business and I could engineer for pretty much like I have that skill and like I know how that shit works, but even if shit fully just explodes and I'm back to zero, like I'm not gonna die and I'm not gonna starve. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like, there's so much, bro. But that's not even just a me thing. That's just anybody. You know, like it's really hard. Like niggas get so like riled up on this. Like, oh my god, like the worst case scenario of anything is like I'm gonna be homeless or like that's really it. Like niggas be like, fuck, I have no money. I'm gonna be homeless. But like even if that happens, you can get yourself out of that. You know what
You
I
take
mean?
your time, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Prioritize.
And that
Obviously,
shit will suck. That shit will suck, but
you
like
can't
you're
judge
not dead.
nobody's situation, you know, if they find themselves in such a predicament with their life. Obviously, you can't make them. It's not that you failed, now it's that, get your shit together and then talk, then try again. People get, scarred from situation like this and then they won't try again, you know. It's hard to get yourself out of a situation that you put yourself in just from trying. It could happen like that. And, that's one way stuff could end. But you said some crazy stuff, bro. You said you're not gonna die though. You got another day
Yeah,
tomorrow.
bro.
That's
Like, bro, life is such a blessing, bro. Like, there's so much in life. Like, bro, just being alive and waking up, no matter what your situation is, like, nigga, I'm so blessed to be where I'm at in life right now, and I'm like happy and shit. But like, even at times where I was so down the worst and I was like, in whatever situation, like I'm still alive. And like if you're alive, like in a lot of places it's not this way, but like in America at least, like there's if you're alive, you can turn your shit around, hopefully. So, yeah, bro, it's I don't know, bro. I just want niggas to follow their dreams for real.
absolutely.
But yeah, bro. You said niggas have questions. I want to know
Oh,
what questions
of
niggas.
course. That I was holding them because I really love this conversation. I wanted to keep it up, you know.
No,
Um,
I'm just vibing, bro.
but
I'm with
absolutely.
whatever.
Keep going because it's very nice. They asking our dear friend producer Alex V asking you what's your favorite cartoon character and why?
Favorite cartoon character, bro. My favorite show when I was a kid was Ed, Ed and Eddie. Because my real name is Edward, and so like that shit would come on, and I'll be like, damn, these niggas
That's
tapped in.
me.
And I think that my favorite from there is either Ed, the like tall dumb nigga, or I think Eddie is like the scammer nigga. Yeah, it's Ed, Eddie, and Double D. So probably Eddie or Ed, one of them two niggas. I feel like those two niggas combined are like me for real. Like the scammer, like yeah, hell
Of
yeah.
course.
Nah,
Of
that
course, of course.
definitely them two. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite cartoon character?
As I was a kid, same, almost the same reason as you. Maybe it's being a kid, a man wanting to be represented. My name is Leonardo, and I used to watch a lot of Leone il cane fifone, which is Leone the cowardly dog.
Oh, for real?
What's the name
Wait,
in English?
what?
What's his name in English?
Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Courage? Oh, okay, okay. No,
Yeah.
in Italian it's Leone, which is it translates to lion.
Wait, what?
Yeah, lion.
Is it the same character?
Same exact cartoon, just translated. Yeah.
Whoa.
Bro,
And
our
they gave that nigga
translations,
a whole different name.
bro, our translations suck dick. Even with just normal movies, bro, they completely twist it. Completely. It's bad.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, they ruin it. They ruin stuff. It's bad.
Oh, that's crazy. No, I didn't know until recently, like how I don't want to say recently, like a couple of years ago, that like dubbed shit is not good. Like,
Mm-mm.
and I've been a subtitles nigga as of the past couple of years, bro. You be watching subtitles on
I
shit?
always been a subtitle dude. Even with like movies and stuff. When I was a kid, my uncle and my dad they used to push this subtitle. You don't watch movies. Real early original language original because it doesn't you don't hear
Bro.
the ambient sound of that the mics pick up when they're shooting the movie. You don't get that. You just get
Yeah.
it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. No, bro. I love movies so much, bro. Like film. I don't even want to say film because that sound like pretentious when niggas be talking about, oh, I love this film. But like, bro, I movies, specifically horror movies, like I there was a stretch from like 2015 to like 2021 where I only watched horror movies. And bro, now I'm like, damn, that's on some like way, way longer term shit. Like I want to make a movie, bro. I just had a dream like 8 months ago that was a movie. And like if I wish I wrote it down. But when I woke up, I was like, oh, that's so vivid. Like I'm gonna remember that. And like I kind of do. But bro, yeah, movies. I love movies, bro. And like just some shit that's like shot really well. I'm real into that. Have you seen The Substance?
The Substance. It's a movie.
Yeah, bro. It
I think
just
I did
came out
not.
not too long ago.
Ooh.
That shit is fire, bro. I watched that shit on Thanksgiving with my brother. I That was when I tried ketamine for the first time and I was watching The Substance. Bro, that was the weirdest experience ever, bro. It
What's
was
what?
very strange.
What's the movie about?
The movie is about it's about this old like actress, like she's in her 40s and shit, and she was like super lit when she was younger, and now she's like old and like saggy and like she's starting to like not get roles as much and like people in the industry of film are just like, "Oh yeah, you're kind of washed." And so
Overlooking,
she You said what?
overlooking on her, like passing on her.
Type shit. Yeah, yeah. And like so then she buys this drug that like I don't know if you inject it or what, I don't remember, but like she buys this drug and it basically splits you into two bodies, and like I'm describing this horribly, but a younger version of her crawled out of her back. And so like she gets 1 week as the young pretty version of her, and then she has to go back to 1 week as the old version. It's bro, it's crazy, bro. That was kind of a butchered explanation, but bro, low key on the same disgusting like shitting out a baby pretty much, bro. The scene where like her young self like crawls
Split.
out of her
Yeah.
back. It's some freaky shit, bro. I like weird movies like that.
Mind tickling movies.
Type shit, bro. There's this one movie. It's low key my favorite movie. It's called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Have you ever heard about that?
No.
Bro, it's so weird, bro. I watched this movie in 2017, maybe 2018, and I was with my friends and we were all just high as hell watching this movie and it ended and I was like, that's the dumbest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. Like that shit was I remember being upset and all my homies being like, that shit was stupid. And then I thought about that movie every day until like 2023 and I couldn't remember what the movie was called, and I would like Google like weird boy blah 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 like, and I couldn't find it, and then I text my homie that I watched it with. I was like, do you remember that fucking movie? And he was like, yeah. And then I rewatched it recently. Bro, that movie is so crazy, but it's so weird. Like I fuck with weird ass movies like that. You should watch that movie and you'll
I
probably
will.
be like, damn, this shit is so stupid.
I will. I
It's a
will.
crazy That director, his name is what the fuck? It's like Yorgo. What the fuck is this nigga's name, bro? He has a Greek name, but he makes crazy shit, bro. Let me Google this shit. Killing of a sacred deer. Oh, Yorgos Lanthimos. That nigga is a beast, bro.
I'm not
He,
fucking with the no.
you said what?
Yorgo Lengaragangaragoff. I'm not messing with the guy. No.
Nah, real shit. That nigga got a kinky name for real. That nigga, yeah, bro. That I love movies, bro.
I do see what you say when you say good movies as well, you know, with the right picture and direction and stuff that gets you in the story, you know. I can see what makes a bad movie so quickly and just like completely change what I'm looking like. It just gets you out of the story, just doesn't let you sink in, you know, with the characters or whatnot. So yeah, movies, it's one crazy thing. When I think about movies and I be thinking like, yo, think about maybe an alien or some shit stumbling upon us like in a movie, and they think that's
Mhm.
real. Like they think that's weird. It's a weird representation of what we are as an animal movies. You know, it's an
Yeah,
extreme, an extreme.
yeah. Damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
You mean like an alien that doesn't know shit about humans?
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
see movies and they're like,
Oh,
this is what they are type shit. Is that what you're saying?
oh shit! I think I was assuming that aliens doesn't know shit about us.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Right? I hope. I don't know. But like I took what you're saying in the way that like I don't know where I heard it. It was probably like a TikTok or some shit, but I heard a nigga say that if aliens came to Earth and they didn't know anything about humans, they would assume that humans worshipped like screens because all we that's all we're on all day. So they would see that behavior in isolation and be like, these niggas must get like energy from this shit or something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's the way that I took what you were saying.
Yeah. Almost, yeah, yeah. That's for sure what I
Yeah.
meant with the movies thing. It's what is going on here? The ad blocker is asking me for money, man. Go away. It's always a
Maybe.
$40. I'm not giving you. No, I can use it for free. Why am I?
You got Chrome? You use Google Chrome?
I be using Google Chrome. Yeah, I got the U
No,
origin
I had
thing.
to stop that shit. I had to cut that shit out. Cause you know how that shit don't work anymore? Like on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a Mozilla Firefox nigga now.
They be talking about some weird web browsers. My community, I gotta get on that for sure. The Firefox and you said Mozilla.
Mozilla Firefox. That's the one I be on because they still that's like I think the only one that you can use the like YouTube ad block shit with. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I can't stand ads, bro. Like that shit be killing me, bro. And I fuck with like I said, I fuck with horror movies a lot. And I just found out about what's that shit called? Tubi. That's where all the like independent horror movies are. And nigga, I found out it was free, so I was like, "Oh, cool, bro." The amount of ads on Tubi, nigga, I be wanting to blow niggas like I be wanting to blow niggas buildings up, bro. When I see an ad on Tubi, niggas will stop your shit and say, "Okay, just 5 ads left to watch." Nigga, I want to blow y'all headquarters
Oh,
up, nigga. What are you
like
talking
that?
about? Nigga, they'll stop it and go 5 ads, and then you like, okay, boom, I got through it. You watch 30 more minutes. This bitch pop up. It say, okay, just 6 ads left. Niggas add an ad every time, bro. I'll blow y'all headquarters up, nigga. I'll really take it there. What is we talking about, bro?
I
Talking about
never.
6 ads.
You know how sometimes you get the same ad on YouTube over and over and over again. The
Yes,
same, and
bro.
it's so annoying. I never buy that product. I never buy that product. Never.
Nigga. And sometimes when you're watching the 6 ads or whatever, the last two of them or three gonna be the same shit. I'd be like, nigga, I don't want to see this, bro. Oh my god, that'd be killing my vibe. Especially, it's one thing if it's like, boom, before a YouTube video, whatever. I could suffer through that. Obviously not, because I got the fucking ad block shit. But bro, when it's a movie and you watching and you like,
That's
damn,
crazy.
this vampire nigga finna bust this bitch down or some shit like that, and then he go in to do it, and they pop up to my, oh, buy some detergent, nigga. What are we talking about,
Black
man? That
Mirror.
should be. Man, like what the fuck? I just finna watch a bitch get busted down by a vampire. You talking about some detergent, nigga? What are we talking about, man?
Oh
That should
my
be killing my
god.
spirit. That's spiritual weight that be putting on me, man.
I be thinking about all the money that goes in the advertising business for just those motherfuckers to show the ad to my goofy ass, and I don't care just one bit, and they are blowing their
Man,
money.
man, bro, shit is crazy. Yeah, fuck ads, bro.
It's got
That
very
should be.
bad. I never thought about getting an ad blocker because it wasn't that bad. But bro, I've been using YouTube, you know, even on stream and stuff. Found out you gotta
Mhm,
wait minutes to check a video. That's crazy. That's just too much. It's just too
bro.
much. It's
Yeah, niggas got
premium
me fucked up.
everywhere, ads everywhere. It got crazy for sure. One other question do I have? Let's see. Do you know Mario Judah?
Do I know him like personally or
Like
know
the
of him?
know of him? Of
Yeah, yeah.
of course.
I feel like everybody knows about that nigga.
Yeah, he had like a crazy wave back in the day. He stopped for some time and recently came back with the new music. Have you heard his new
Yeah,
music? How you
I
feel about
heard.
it?
I heard one song. I think he did. He just drop one song, or was it more than one?
I think it was two, or maybe it was just one, and I heard different sections of the song while scrolling. That song that
Mhm.
goes, how does it go? I don't know. He's in the
Is
woods
that where
though.
he in the field in the music video?
Yeah. He's in a field. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I heard that shit. That shit was cool. Like it wasn't bad,
Hmm.
but I just was like, I don't know. I want that nigga to do some cooler shit, you know? Like, and I don't know. That's a that's a nigga low key that's on that same shit that what we was talking about. With like when bro first came out, I feel like he was very much doing his own shit or like developing into his own lane. And then bro just was like, I'm gonna drop Cardi, literally Cardi music, like, which I get it. That shit was like, you know, the meme was fire, and like I was one of the niggas being like, drop this shit, drop whole lot of red, Mario Judah. I was one of them niggas, but like I wish sometimes I'd be like, damn, I wonder what bro would have turned into if he just kept on his own path. Cause like um that dude Jaleel, we used to live together, and so I like he used to fuck with this music video director, um and that music video director was working with Mario Judah on music, and one day Jaleel showed me this bro, it was like a heavy metal song that Mario Judah was on, and it was crazy, bro. Like, and I was like, nigga, when are niggas dropping this? And that shit never came out. But like hearing that, like a fully realized version of like, it was like, bro, it was like, you know about Dragon Ball Z,
Of course.
bro. It was like seeing like, I'm trying
I
to
already
think,
see what
bro.
you're going. I already see where you're going. I already
You
see
know
where
what
you're
I'm
going.
talking about? Like it
You
was like
know,
seeing Cell when that nigga had the long ass head, and then you see like final form Cell. I don't know like the forms and shit, but like you see the real like developed nigga, and you like, oh shit, what the fuck? That's yeah, exactly. That's how I felt hearing that song. I was like, damn, this nigga's on some crazy shit. I hope that nigga, you know, get back to developing on his shit. I think that nigga has a lot of potential for sure. But I don't
um,
love that new song. That's my answer to that question.
you don't love it?
I don't love it. Like it's not bad, but I just wish it was more like I like when niggas do shit that is fully like them, you know? Like or I guess like I like when niggas do shit that's like unique as hell to them and nobody else can do, you know? And like that song I feel like was him, but like I feel like other niggas could do that, you know?
It was he kind of lost that daring aspect. He used to, you know, with his music, be very middle finger ish to whatever the people might expect from somebody like him. I see this new release as almost a cleansing moment to detach from whatever the fuck he got as his history and build the new stuff. I do exactly see what you mean though, because he had that weird wave going, mixing rock music and trap music. He had the looks, and then something happened. What happened? I feel like bro saw a lot of I would say feedback coming in, a lot of people pulling up to his stuff or like rooting for him when he was doing the funny shit. So I kind of lean into it way too much, disrespecting himself as an artist. So once you put yourself out there as an artist again, people are not gonna respect you as much. You're not gonna be like, you used to be the funny guy, ha ha ha. Where is that? Where is you know?
Yeah. No, yeah, that's real. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I hope that nigga. I wish the best for that nigga, man.
As likewise, like any artistic guy, just trying to do himself, even if you're completely fucking trash, copying some other guy because you don't know no better. You know, you in your mind you're cool and shit. I pray for those guys. Obviously, I hope they get whatever they want because life is not a race. If you win, I win. We're all trying. You know, seeing somebody trying and succeeding, it's motivation for me. It's motivation. That was a random ass question, to be honest. I didn't see that Mario Judah question coming when I.
That was
That's
a good one though.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was a good one though.
Kind of
Shout out
legendary in the underground community at this point, Mario Judah.
definitely, bro. Yeah, definitely. I think that bro definitely could just like get right back to where he was if he
Oh
just
yeah.
do a couple things, you know. I think he could get back to that. So we gonna see. I'm interested.
Worst could have happened to bro dropping that one song was no aftermath of him dropping, no people conversating about it, no people saying, oh, this
Yeah.
is hard, this is not hard, you know. That so the thing that from so long after his last drop, he get to drop some silly, because it's silly, it's not, I don't feel like it's such a staged music video, hella money in it. I feel like it's some, let's do some music, let's drop it and give it to the people and see how they react and shit. And he's getting a nice reaction. I really hope he get, you know, back on the track, fucking getting crazy on some like cultural shit, you know, getting people by storm like he did back then. A nice question. Shout out KB from Denmark. He asked that question. So Mario Judah got
Shout out
rich.
to KB. Shout out to
KB.
KB from
Shout out
Denmark.
KB.
Hell yeah.
Vexon, our dear friend, he's 15, producer from the Netherlands, growing. He's yet to send a trash beat, bro, at 15. That's crazy. He
Oh, he's
asking.
fire?
Yeah, he's fire. He's like protected by the big guys that makes music for a long time down there. They are helping him
Fire.
grow. Yeah, it's beautiful to see. He's asking, how did you get connect with Jaleel? Because you was there from before he blew up. What's the story behind your connection, and how did you guys made the Dive In record?
That's a good question. So what's this nigga's name you said?
Vection.
Vection. Shout out Vection. Jaleel. So I am from Illinois. I'm from a town called Rockford, Illinois. I said Chicago earlier, but like nobody knows what Rockford is. But I was in Rockford, like making beats in my mom's basement. And bro, like I was working at this point I was working at UPS and I was working at UPS and Best Buy. And like I would make hella beats in the morning. Like my routine was I would wake up, go to the gym, make hella beats, like 10. I would go for 10 every day when I wasn't. Oh my God, this is giving me flashbacks, bro. I'll make 10 beats and then I would go in to work at UPS at night. And then when I got off, it would be like 2 a.m. or some shit like that. And I had a shift at Best Buy at 5 a.m. And so I would, from 2 a.m. to when I got off to 5, I had already made all my beats for the day. So I would just get on Instagram and I would just look for anybody in LA that I could tap in with, and I would just DM niggas like, "Oh, that was crazy." My voice cracked. I would just DM niggas and be like, "Yo, let's work" or whatever. Like sometimes, most of the time, it wouldn't even be on some like "let's work" shit. It would just be on some like, "Yo, I fuck with your jeans in this," or "I fuck with blah blah." Like just on some trying to like just be cool with niggas on, you know. And I DM'd this dude. His name was Versus XX, and I thought he was a rapper. And I saw that he was out in LA and shit, and we got to just like chopping it up on DMs, and then we get to talking every day. And I'm sending him loops and shit. and he was like, "Oh, bro, I'm working with this artist named Jaleel right now. If you have any like loops or ideas or whatever, like send some shit over. Blah blah. He's about to come over later." So I send some shit, and he sends me a song. This is 2018. 2018? Yeah, this is 2018. So like Jaleel, I think he had like 5,000 followers at the time. And I was just like, all right, I was so hyped because I was like, this is a nigga in LA I can work with. Like, this nigga's not weird. So I'm sending back ideas, whatever. And then these are the niggas that I was talking about. Like, I just started FaceTiming with all the time. Was this dude who was Jaleel's main producer versus and Jaleel. And we just got super like tight over just talking every day on the internet. And then, I would, FaceTime Jaleel some days, I'll FaceTime Versus some days. And like I said, like they would take me on the phone to like parties in LA and they would just like
Oh,
hand the phone to somebody that they were like homies with who knew like was in the music scene and shit and just walk away. So I'd just be on FaceTime with some random rapper that I never knew nothing about and I'll get chopping it up with them. And so like all of the like scene slash circle around them like knew about me just from that. And so me and Jaleel and Versus kept working, and then I was supposed to go out there to visit, just like on some like let's see if this nigga's not weird in real life type shit, you know? Because like knowing somebody over the internet isn't real, you know? So we were trying to plan out this visit or whatever. I'm saving like UPS checks and like trying to save some for my Best Buy checks and shit. And bro, one day their roommate got a girl pregnant in Arizona and they were like, "Yo, he has to move out. We need a roommate like right." They were in some like emergency like we're about to be like homeless type shit if we don't get a roommate. So like, "Can you come out here?" And so I just put all my shit in my car. I had a 1999 Nissan Altima, and like the bottom was all rusted out and shit. It was a horrible car. But I put all my shit in my car and I
you
drove out.
drove. You drove
I
from Chicago
drove.
to Los Angeles.
Yeah, bro. And I thought that my car had hella miles on it. So I was like trying to calculate like,
When
am
it's
I
gonna
gonna make it
break?
there? Bro, when I was in Utah, I was in Utah and I stopped at a gas station. And in Utah, bro, there's just I've never experienced anything like it. There's just nothing for like miles. Like you'll drive for like an hour and see nothing. It'll just be road and like desert. And so I stopped at this gas station. It was nothing for miles and miles, and then this gas station, and then nothing for miles and miles. I stopped at this gas station and I got gas, and bro, my car it wouldn't start. So I was just like, damn, I'm just stuck in Utah. And my shit ended up starting eventually and I got out here and then yeah, I met him the first time when I pulled up and like started moving my shit into the house. And then in that house, we just bro, when I got there, my friend Versus, who's the producer dude, he kind of like, he was like my closest friend and is still like a close friend to me, but he also was like on some mentor shit to me. Like he gave me his recording template and like when he would have artists pull up at the crib to work, he would just let me like sit in the sessions and like watch how he worked and like, you know, just little shit that I would pick up on and he would teach me about like, when somebody pulls up, you're going to chop it up for like 30, 45 minutes an hour and then you could be like, "Oh, let's pull up beats and blah blah." And like just the workflow shit. And so in that house, I just learned all the basics of like how to record people, how to like I remember the first time in my room there recording Jaleel. Jaleel was the first person I ever recorded his vocals and being like, "Oh my God," like freaking the fuck out because I was like, "Nigga, this is all so new to me." And yeah, we lived in this house in it was in this town called Azusa, which is like 45, 50 minutes outside of LA. And yeah, I got there and we just locked in. Like it was on some like boot camp shit for real. Cause every day I would be like, I've been making like 5 to 10 beats every day for like 8 years, bro. And so like I was doing all that and then at nighttime I would record Jaleel on all the shit that I made. And like that's when I got a lot better at like recording. I like got faster at recording and like just got good at engineering in that house. And so like we would just make, bro, I have like hundreds of songs with that nigga because my room, literally my room was here and then the next room over was his room. So like we were just separated by a wall. And so anytime that I'll be playing a beat, he would just walk in my room and be like, "Bro, this shit is so fire. Can you pull this up?" Blah blah. And we decided that we were gonna move out of that crib. Um and niggas was like, "All right, we got 30 days. This is the last blah blah." And I remember I was making this beat. And it was one of the last beats I ever made at that house. And it was on some like, you know how you make hella beats after you get to like the fifth, sixth beat, you'll be like, all right, I don't have any energy really for this next one, but I'm gonna just crank out some fast shit. Like I'm gonna just do some like fun shit, you
The
know?
crazy swag always come out of that. Always the most insane
Yeah,
because you're so lazy. You just make everything
bro.
work, bro.
Bro, so I was doing that. I was like, all right, this is the last one. This nigga bust in my room. Bro, what the fuck is this? Blah blah. I'm like, I'm like, this not the one, bro. Like blah blah. He was like, bro, please just send me this beat, bro. I'm like, word. So the next day come around, I'm making beats. He come in, he say, bro, can we record on that beat, bro? I was like, yeah, like if you're set on it, yeah, but like I don't fuck with this. And then he records some shit and he just got this feeling like I'm telling the nigga like, bro, I don't want to do this, bro. Like you know how like a nigga will want a beat and you're like, if this shit get big, I don't want this to be what niggas know me by type shit. So it's that he recording some shit and I just stop him. I'm like, bro, I don't want to do this, bro. And he like, all right, just bounce this out and send me what we just made. Nigga, like I get to what's it called? I move out and I move to a new apartment and this nigga pull up at my new apartment and like it's literally just a bed in there. There's no furniture and shit. I have my desk. And he pulls up and he's like, "Bro, we gotta try some shit on that beat again, bro." And I was like, "Bro, I don't know, but all right, let's do it." And so we record again. Second time we're recording on this beat that I'm talking about. That's like, I don't like this beat. And he's screaming and shit. This nigga's the loudest nigga I've ever recorded with. And it's a studio apartment I moved into. So I'm like, I don't know if my neighbors are about to bug out. Like, bro, we can't record loud like this here. I stop it again. I'm like, bro, let's just do some different shit, whatever. And then I end up pulling up on him maybe another week later after he finds a place to move into. And he's like, bro, we got to do something on that beat. Like, let's finish it here. I could be loud here. Like, we don't got to worry about your roommates. I'm like, fuck it, bro. All right, let's do it. We record the song and his roommates bust in the room when we get done. We playing it back. They like, nigga, what the fuck is this? One of his roommates is a videographer. He's like, bro, we gotta shoot a video to this shit ASAP. I'm looking like, what are y'all doing this for? Like, I'm looking like y'all niggas is, because you know how when you got some music playing, if niggas bust in, whatever they say is finna heavily sway. If they would have walked in and been like, this shit is trash, that shit would have never materialized. But niggas was like, bro, this is the one. I'm like, for sure. Maybe a week later, niggas shoot the video. I pulled up and that was dive in. And niggas dropped the video and like that shit kind of started going crazy. And like we had worked on so many other songs at that point. Like I was like his main producer at that point. So I had seen, we make a song, he dropped a video. I'm watching the numbers like the first week or whatever. And I remember being like, damn, this shit got 10,000 views in the first week. Like, this nigga never had a video or a song do that before. Like, what the fuck? And then, bro, that shit just started going crazy. And I remember like a week after that, I went camping and there's this place called Big Sur in California. And it's like 6 hours from LA. And there's no service where the campsite was that I was at. So I remember I walk up to this like restaurant thing where they have Wi-Fi and I'm with my girl and Jaleel called me. He's like,
Oh,
bro, have you been seeing this shit, bro? And I was like, no, what are you I have no phone service. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, bro, no, I'm not married. I'm not married.
No, 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 but like
um,
scrolling, like you went on the internet on the Wi-Fi to check the song going crazy on the camping trip.
no. I wasn't even on that. I just was like, I have Wi-Fi now. So I'm texting niggas and Jaleel called me as soon as I get
Oh,
service. He's like, bro, are you seeing this? I was like, no. He was like, bro, it just hit 100,000. I was like, nigga, what the fuck? And I at that time I had never had a song break 100,000. Like I think the biggest song me and him had before that was maybe like 40,000 or some shit like that. And so I remember being like, what the fuck? Like blown away. Let me see if I still have this shit on my Instagram actually. Where is my shit gonna load?
this story
Let's
has a
see.
lot of steps, yo. A lot of steps. As something went left, this couldn't happen. This wouldn't happen. This is
Bro,
messy, bro.
and
This is the
it
mess. This is the mess right here.
mess, real mess. And especially because I was the whole time like, no, like I was trying it took 3 attempts of recording the song and me being like, no, we're not doing this every time. And so, oh, this post right here, June 17th, 2021. I posted this shit. And that was what I posted at the like little restaurant where there was Wi-Fi. I was like, I have to post something about this, and I posted that shit. And bro, after I posted that, that shit just not because I posted that, but after that post, shit started to go super, super, super crazy. And then yeah, that song just became what it was. It was so weird to watch too, because like I've only a couple times I've been around a lot of artists where I'm working with them and they're like right before they're about to go crazy. But it's only 2 times ever happened where somebody's like, no, this is the one. Like, watch this. And then it goes crazy. And it was Jaleel with that Dive In song. Like him just being like, I know that this is it. And then bro, you know TisaKorean?
Of course.
Bro, I had a session with her. Um and this was 2022 maybe. I had a session with her and she pulled up and we're about to start recording and then she gets a phone call and it's from her manager. She takes the call outside or whatever. She gone for a minute. I'm just in there chopping it up with I think like her manager or some shit at the time. And she come back, it's taking long too, so I'm like, damn, is everything good? She come back in and she's crying. And she's like, "Oh my manager just said that we gotta push my album back and blah 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 like this shit." And I'll never forget it, bro. She said like this shit like I worked so hard on this, bro. Like it's hella songs on here because I know one of them has to go crazy. Like I know one of these is about to change my shit. And then it dropped, and that song "Freaky T" was on there, and I was like,
Oh,
bro, I was like,
oh.
that's I've only ever seen this one time before where a nigga's like, this is it. Watch. And then it happens. Like that shit, bro. Yeah, it's a really weird thing to see when somebody like for whatever reason is like, I'm about to go crazy.
That must feel so powerful when you actually materialize, when Hair or Jaleel actually materialized. It gets me to a question though. I have a nice question. I feel like this is much more for myself, you know. How did you feel once realizing that you were kind of wrong about that song? How did you feel about your ideas, your craft? Did that change anything?
Yeah, it changed a lot, bro. Like it really I mean obviously I felt good because I was like, oh this is finally happening.
Luckily, I was wrong.
And yeah, I was like, luckily I was so wrong about this, but it really made me like I'm like in sessions when I'm like making music with the artist, I am very like there's a hair floating. I'm very like hands-on with like the process of like writing a song. Like not so much I'm writing bars, but like I'm very much like don't say that right there or like that bar does not sound good, take that out or like
Same.
take the hook over here, like whatever. And after that song came out and I was like, damn, I was so wrong about that. I definitely had way more. First of all, I had for a couple days I had this weird like is my taste just fully wrong? Like, am I just like, am I you know, because anybody that makes music, you're like, I know what's the right thing, you know? Everybody has that. But I just had this feeling of like, nigga, am I an idiot? Like, what the fuck? And then after that, I had this just moving forward past that, I just was like, all right, like if a nigga's really set on some shit and I don't see it, I'm gonna just let them rock out and like trust that they see what I don't see, you know? Like it really that was it made it set in that like I had this moment of being like, okay, from now on, pretty much everybody that I work with is really good at making music. Like when niggas are in the NBA, like everyone in the NBA is good at basketball. There's not anybody in the NBA that can't just like drop 30 points, you know? So I had this feeling of like, all right, everyone I work with is really good and has really good taste for the most part. I'm gonna just trust that, you know, or at least like be aware of that, you know? Like it was this reassuring feeling of like, all right, I'm past the phase in my career of working with dumbass niggas who don't know anything, you know. But yeah, it didn't have like too big of an impact where I was like, damn, like having an internal crisis. But I learned the lesson of like, all right, I gotta trust niggas, you know. And
Very
it did.
nice.
I will say, I remember so vividly, bro, when because I mixed that song.
Oh,
And like I recorded that song with him obviously, but like I mixed that song. And after I mixed the song and I bounced the master, I used to run downtown LA like a lot. And I went on a run downtown at night. It was like 9 or 10. And I was running and I was listening to the mix, like the final version, and I was like, I get it now, kind of. Like this makes sense. Like I understand what this nigga's talking about. So that gave me also a thing of like seeing niggas' ideas through, you know.
and trusting them as well with their vision. Also, the fans have their own vision. You know, whenever I make
Yeah.
music, I've been making a lot of beats on live, obviously in front of other people, and I don't like maybe most of the sometimes what I'm working on. People be like, "Oh, this fire, do that, try tweak this, try tweak that." Who am I to tell them that you should not like this? Who am I to say that? You know, so I feel like we
Type
should
shit.
give even the fans the freedom of enjoying whatever they may enjoying, and the artists obviously such as Jaleel to pushing out that freedom, and maybe they don't even know they might enjoy that. One thing struck me though that most of the people may not realize is that you guys been out and about for a little minute making music before the dive in moment.
Bro, yeah, bro. There was a that whole time that we lived together, I mean, even before I moved in, like niggas was just locked in. Like I have a lot of songs with that nigga. I think Dive In is the last song that we made together. It's like I don't want to say last song we made, but the last song that came out that we made. And we have so many songs pre that. But yeah, niggas was definitely like it happened really quick with that moment, but like bro, for so long. Like I lived in that house for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And like for that whole time, niggas were just like, oh, that's the guy that like does backflips and like that's his homie that just is out with him at all parties. For real. Yeah, there was a long time pre that of just like niggas figuring it out, you know?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
people just see the final product once everything makes sense, you know, and they don't realize that there's a whole path that they got these guys to that moment. Um,
yeah,
Another thing, so Jaleel is basically and versus basically the first guys you work with that actually had some knowledge about the industry, how to move, how to treat their self, work ethic, and all that.
yeah.
So before that, you didn't maybe you didn't even see the difference. Did that change the way you looked at other artists trying to work with you, like setting standards and knowing where to place yourself in order to get to actually link with the better artists? You know.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, it changed everything, bro. Like not I mean, yeah, with Jaleel a little bit, but like with this dude versus, like he really taught me like on some mentorship, bro, taught me everything, bro. Not even just like technically, like, oh, here's how you EQ and blah blah, but like he taught me like, bro, I would tell him like, oh, I just was at this session. I'll come home from, wherever I was at back to the crib and I'll be like, oh, I just had this session with blah 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 blah, like, and the artist did XYZ thing, like, what do you do? And he'd be like, bro, I'll never take that from any nigga. Like, he really taught me, bro, the most important shit for any producer, bro, is like, you can't treat any or artist, manager, A&R, whatever, anything more than just like a man. Like, as a man, I'm not gonna accept this behavior, bro. Like, from anybody. And like, he really taught me, like, don't take bullshit from anybody, bro. Like, and at that time, like, I had nothing to show for like, this is why you niggas should listen to me, or this is why you niggas should treat me with respect. But just like, as a man, bro, I'm not about to take any type of, and people really like artists and shit, and just anybody, they really respect that. Not even on some like, oh, I'm gonna show you niggas what it is, but like, niggas, if you're in a room with a big artist and you're like, you don't have anything to show for your shit yet, and you're just kind of like, they might not know who you are, they're gonna pick up on like, oh, this nigga's behaving like he deserves to be here. So like, why is that? A, why is that? And B, I'm gonna treat him like he's demanding to be treated, And like, there's obviously nuance to that. Like, don't be walking around like you're like that nigga, because you're not yet. But like, just, bro, don't take bullshit from anybody, bro, no matter who it is. Like, I had a session here. So I'm at my crib right now. I have like a studio in my house, and like, I don't do a lot of sessions here. I do sessions here with people that I've met before and people that I know. But I had a session here with this, I don't even want to say who, but like, it was like a big artist, and that nigga, I could tell he didn't know who I was, and that nigga started ashing on my desk, and I cut all the music, and I was like, which one of you niggas is doing this shit, bro? Like, I don't care who y'all is, bro. Y'all need to cut the bullshit, bro. Like, y'all, I wouldn't do this at y'all crib. Don't play with me, bro. Like, I don't care if I don't care if y'all know who I am or not, bro. Don't be doing that shit,
I
bro.
just
And
come on
niggas
stage.
off rip was like, okay, this is not a nigga to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta demand that niggas treat you with respect. And like, that shit, obviously, there's certain instances where shit just is what it is, beyond the human interaction shit, like, if I, like, bro, that 300K beat shit for that pink dread shit,
Oh
that's
my
fucking
god.
crazy. What
Oh
are we
my
talking about? That's
god.
fucking
Oh
crazy.
my
Like,
god.
shit like that is fucking crazy. You gotta know your worth, but also you gotta know your
That's just
worth in the
leeching. That's
opposite.
just leeching off of somebody's success. That's
Yeah,
poor
bro. Like,
producer, poor guy. Because he's a good guy. He's a
yeah,
great guy. The producer of Pink Dreads,
crazy.
he's a good guy. He asked for those $30 and that's it. He
Yeah,
got other people speaking on his behalf, doing pulling
yeah,
this. Sad.
when niggas get in your ear, that's, yeah, don't let no nigga get in your ear, bro. But yeah, that's what I'm saying on the inverse of what we're talking about. Like, know who you are and know your worth, but also know, like, nigga, you're not worth a 300K beat. Like, if I was to invoice Interscope for a beat that I did for one of their artists, and I was like, I need 30 racks, that doesn't make any fucking sense, Like, but I'm not gonna let niggas play with me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing that I learned, bro, on the shit you're talking about, of just like how to move and how to act and how to, like, you know what I mean? Because I
It's
feel like for producers especially, it's so commonplace in like the producer culture or the producer community to accept like bullshit from art, or even, bro, like what you were saying earlier, bro, about like, you're making a beat on stream and the chat and like other producers and fans and shit are like, oh, move that hi-hat. Hey, I'm good as hell at this, bro. I don't need no other nigga that's not as good as me telling me what to do in the beat. And when I'm in rooms with artists that are like big artists, if you don't make beats, I don't need to hear you telling me where to put a snare. And it's been a lot of situations where artists just decide all of a sudden, I'm a producer too. And I gotta cut the music and tell a nigga, hey, I do this for real, bro. You don't do this. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
just having to set that boundary with
Of
nigga, bro.
course. Of
That nigga
course.
versus, bro. That nigga verse. I owe that nigga my life for real. But like, the thing that I owe him the most is just like, that nigga really told me how to set a boundary with a nigga, bro. Like, and that's the being a cool nigga and just a nigga you could vibe with, like we were talking about earlier, that's number one most important. Number two is setting that boundary, bro, that you not finna get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely, of course.
yeah, man.
Got me to think. If you happen to just listen to other people and not trust yourself, you are not respecting yourself. You know, you are taking away from yourself. If you don't listen to other people and just be like, oh, it's a little bit, it's big me, shut up, you are not respecting other people. So it comes down to really respect yourself and others in the same way, the same exact way.
Yes, bro.
And what was the other? How old are you? They asking in the chat.
26.
99.
I'm Unc now. 98. I'm about to turn 27 in a little over a week on some crazy shit.
Ooh, in May. You May birthday?
Yes, sir. May 8th. Yeah, I'm excited about that, bro. I'm really excited to like when I was younger, like I was 20 when I moved to LA, and I had this feeling of like, fuck, I don't want to get older, or like there's this thing in music where like if you're older, like it's like a weird stigma of like I don't know, it implies like you're a loser or some shit like that. But now I've learned once you pass a certain point and you like have shit going on that you're like you feel secure in yourself. Now I'm so excited to get older, bro, because it's just a countdown to being to like way in a crazier position. Like for the longest, bro, I was like dreading turning 30 one day. You know, when I was like, I remember when I turned 21 and I was like, bro, 30 is like ancient, bro. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like that's washed. But now I'm like, nigga, I can't wait to turn 30 because 3 more years from where I'm at now. Oh my God, bro. So yeah, 27. That's how old I'm about to be in what, 8 days, some shit like that. Yeah, man. How old are you?
I'm about to be 26 in June.
So, type shit. Yeah, you on
99.
the same shit.
Yeah, kinda. It's beautiful to see some my age peers because, bro, it's 14, 15 years old kids fucking on top of this shit nowadays, bro. It's kids on top of the producing game nowadays. Just
yeah, kinda, yeah. Like, yes, definitely yes. Like, not even kinda, 100% yes. But bro, if anybody is listening to this right now and they're like 15, 16, whatever, bro, you are at such an, because I think of like, you know how all of the niggas who are like actually setting the trends are like 30-ish or like in that age. Like, bro, Cardi is the biggest rapper, most influential rapper. I think that nigga's like 29 or something. And like that's the prime age, I feel like, to be like one of the top niggas doing this shit. But that nigga's been making music for like almost 20 years probably, just like, you know, not releasing music, but like, you know what I'm saying, there's clips of that nigga in high school like making music. And so I didn't start doing this shit till I was 18. Like, if you're 15 doing this, bro, you have so much time. Like, just stick with it, because the niggas who are 15, 17 and they're like up, they have the craziest opportunity, and those are the niggas a lot of the time who are not taking it as serious, you know, and they might like fizzle out or be like, all right, I'm gonna go to college now or whatever. Bro, if you're that age and you're good, just don't stop and you will be literally like the GOAT. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Insane room, so much room for improvement these kids are. So
Bro.
many new stuff they can learn. Tomorrow it's a new technology dropping. Tomorrow.
Bro,
new stuff you can learn from.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Bro, I gotta pee. Let me go pee. I'll be right back.
Please. What a beautiful conversation, chat. Oh shit, I'm geeking. Oh my God, this is so nice, yo. So nice. Such a pleasing guy to talk to. Wow, he's on the right track. I feel like exactly how I would carry myself, you know. real chemistry. They're saying, yeah, he's such a cool dude. You can see how not far-fetched, guys. It's such a path, you know. Putting your trust in an artist that got the work ethic that 2 + 2 = 4. You know, you can down to earth. You get to speak, get to help, get to share progress and stuff. And then using that as a trampoline to push yourself out there, getting to work with bigger names, move in a nice working city where you get to meet a lot of people. It's not that far-fetched, guys. Okay, you go from the fucked up apartment to the mansion, you go in a fucked up car and you live in a nice ass car, you know. So don't be scared of jumping from where you are at right now, you know, because you gonna get there eventually. 2 + 2, you know, just adding something. Here we are. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was a fulfilling piss, bro. That really cleared my mind.
We've been here for 2 hours just yapping non-stop. So that's I imagine.
We locked in.
You believed in Jaleel. You work with Jaleel, and you guys reached a milestone in both of you guys' career. Was that milestone what helped you like reach TisaKorean or or A&Rs that we may not even know about? Was that helpful a lot?
Wait, was what helpful a lot?
Having
that milestone?
having like the experience of working with an artist that went from I don't want to say 0, but like, you know, from 45 to 100. Did that have that was the motive for people reaching out to you and telling you to pull up here, pull up there?
Kinda, yeah. Like it definitely, like when niggas talk about like, oh, that song changed my life or blah blah. Like Dive In definitely was that song for me that like got me in. I feel like I got drafted to the NBA and I'm like, okay, I'm here. But like that song after that song came out, like me and him didn't really continue to work like that. Like we did here and there, like working, like doing sessions and shit. But like me and Jaleel, bro, that's like my bro for life pretty much. Like I feel like when you've experienced what we experienced together, like you're kind of just like bonded. But bro, we are such opposite personality types that like we used to butt heads so much. There's several times at that house where we almost got to fighting. And I remember there was this one time where we had a bad fight and we were in my car and I remember just us talking and being like, bro, I'm talking about like we used to split like EBT and shit. Like, bro, we were down so bad when we lived at that crib. Like I used to pick him up from the train station and shit when he would have sessions and all this. Like, and I remember we were in the car and we were just like, bro, we have something here, bro. Like we just got to put aside our differences. And once we get what we need to get out of this relationship, like we don't have to keep fucking with each other. You know, like we once we get in, we're in. Like we got to use each other to get in, bro. Like, and so after that song came out, I feel like it was very like interesting my trajectory, because normally when a nigga, like for example, like with Tragic and Yeet, like when they had their first shit go crazy, there was so much shit after where it was like, okay, niggas are really locked in on some shit. Me and him had that one shit that a lot of niggas knew and all the stuff before, but like there was no like building off of that to be like, all right, these niggas are locked in. So it kind of was like I got in to like A&Rs reaching out to me, artists trying to work and blah blah, but there wasn't like that's Jaleel's producer who's producing all his stuff. Like it was just like, oh, this nigga has a big song, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helped so much and like made me exist. That's why I'd be saying like, oh, I exist now.
So the real reason behind the questions, well, you kind of got the question, I explained it wrong. You went out your way to get cool with people that introduced you to Jaleel, that got you to that moment.
Yes.
That moment wasn't the reason why everything else had happened. You had to keep going out your way in order to.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I kind of got like, bruh, I kind of got like I after that shit happened, I was just kind of on my own, you know. Like it wasn't like me and Jaleel were locked in the same way. Like we got what we need to get. We already had planned this shit out, and I was like, all right, on, I'm just on my own, you know. Like I don't have like I'm not tagging along with Jaleel everywhere. Like I'm not going on tour with that nigga. So I was like, all right, I have maybe 6 months of this song going crazy that I can really use this shit to be like, oh, I just did this song. Let me get in with blah blah. And so, bro, I really was just like squeezing as much from that as I possibly could, bro. And that's a thing that also really, I guess, surprised me, like not even just about my situation, but just like the way this shit works. Like niggas did not give a fuck about that song. Like niggas gave a fuck about like, oh, you worked on something that was big recently, and like your song is streaming X amount of million times per week and blah blah. But it wasn't like, oh, you're Pierre or oh, you're blah blah. Like it was very much like I was in and I had this thing that was like going crazy, but I still had to like it felt like it didn't happen kind of. I was still having to like find like search for this way and I feel like the next big like the I really bro, I didn't really have shit happen after that until I did this song with this dude Merlin from this group called Brockhampton. It's a song called SYK. And that was supposed to be for my artist project shit, I have a mixtape series called High Tech Music. And that was supposed to be on High Tech Music Volume 1. And like that was supposed to be my song and shit. And then that shit came out and like I directed the music video and like I did all the visual shit and I it was on some like Metro Boomin when he does a song with Future for his shit. Like I did that and that was like once I did that I was like okay like I'm valid now, like I don't just have this one thing that nobody really like gives a fuck about like that, you know?
Kind of
So yeah,
blessings in disguise, left out by yourself in the major league, wandering kinda, but being too much connected to a singular artist kinda weights you down, weights you down. You always,
definitely.
everywhere you go, you wear that name and that tag. So I feel like it's almost a blessing in disguise, Uh,
Super
I,
super.
how did that the activist moment happen?
Bro, so I was working with TisaKorean, who's also on that song. He came to LA and me and him had 3 days of sessions. And the first two sessions, it was like 3 days in a row we had like blocked out. And so the first two sessions were at this studio in Hollywood. I don't remember like the name of the studio, but it was at some studio and we linked blah blah. The second day BK the ruler was supposed to pull up and she didn't end up pulling up. And then we did those 2 days and I was like, word bro, it's great to work with you, blah blah. And then the day after that, bro hit me. He texted me and was like, bro, I'm trying to do a session with Uno. Like, do you have a studio or anything that we could use? And I was like, y'all could just pull up here for real, like if y'all want to, like here. And they pulled up and we worked on these two we made these two songs that like never ended up coming out. That are kind of like on that Atlanta-ish vibe. And type shit, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we made two songs here and then I think my manager, maybe like a month, 2 months later, hit up Uno's manager and was like, yo, we should get them in a session. And then we had another session at some other studio in LA, and Uno pulled up, and I just got to playing beats. And that was like one of the first beats that I played. And we made that shit, and we made a couple other things. We did like one more, maybe two more sessions after that. But it all stemmed from that Tisa shit. And like bro hitting me last minute. Like I don't do anything outside of like 24 hours notice pretty much. Like I don't like not being able to plan around shit and like I'm big on like my routine. So like it all pretty much stemmed from like me being like, okay, I will do this session today with Tisa and Uno. And yeah, that shit worked out. I'm really happy with how that shit panned out because I didn't think that song was gonna come out. Like I'm really surprised that it did.
In a song wars, actually, you didn't know about the song wars, so
No, I didn't know about that shit when it happened. So I like pretty much, bro. I think maybe like 1% of the songs that I've made with people are released. So like now when I'm in sessions and shit, I just plan for the shit to not plan for it to not come out. But every song I make, I'm like, this shit's probably not gonna come out. So I'm not investing so much like
100%, I see you.
you know what I mean? Like I
Absolutely.
just am like, all right, let's just make the song, boom, 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 like staying present type shit. And I saw Uno again at that. I think it was maybe the last session we did, and he was like, "Oh, like
That
when that
one?
Georgia Bulldog shit dropped, blah blah." And I was like, "Oh, this nigga just saying this," because sometimes artists will say like just say shit to like
To
gas
gas
the
you
producer
up.
up, you
Yeah,
know?
of course, of
Yeah,
course.
type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
And so I
yeah.
was like, "All right, whatever." And then like it was a couple months later, one of my homies called me at night and I was asleep and I just let it go to voicemail. And then I FaceTimed him in the morning and he was like, "Bro, like congrats, bro, like blah blah." And I was like, "Nigga, what are you talking about?" And he was like, "Bro, you didn't see that Song War shit that happened?" And I was like, "Nah." And he sent me the link and I watched that shit back and I was like, "Nigga, this is crazy." And like the way that niggas was reacting and shit,
Yeah, yeah,
it was just
yeah.
perfect, bro. It was and then like I I saw somebody uploaded just like the screen recording audio to SoundCloud and that shit was going crazy on SoundCloud. I was like, "Damn, like this shit low key going crazy." And then Uno texted me and was like, "What's your email for blah blah blah?" And I was like, "Oh, this shit's really coming." So like I didn't fully think that shit was gonna drop until like after the Song War shit, I low key was like, all right, this nigga just needed like a throwaway song to burn for the Song War shit. Like this is definitely not coming out. So I was 50-50 like he might take advantage of this situation and drop it, or he might just be like, I just needed the song for Song Wars, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really expecting that shit.
I saw the song was live, and
Uh-huh.
I didn't know you made the beat. I didn't caught up on the tag on live. That was one
Mhm.
of the most remarkable songs of the Song Wars. It was a song I would really play back. I saw Sizzle going crazy, Southside going crazy.
Oh,
Max after the beat was like, "Damn, this beat is stupid." He was like bopping his
yeah,
head.
yeah,
So that's
yeah. That was
a
fire.
dream right there. That's fire. And another thing, like in the recent years, you know, Uno the activist, he's been putting in work for a lot of time now. In the recent years, he's been very, very active with the streaming community and just putting himself out there as a person. So I asked the question because it felt like something that didn't stem out of you being the producer of Dive In, but just you being in LA in a favorable position, knowing the right people for you to put yourself into that predicament, you know? That's why I actually asked
Yeah,
the question.
yeah.
That's
And with that, it's crazy, bro. With that, bro, I in 2021, I have this a friend of mine. His name is Miggy. He's like a music video director, and he has done a lot of work with Uno. I remember pulling up on Miggy in 2021 and being like, bro, I'm trying to work with Uno, blah, blah. So it's been like a constant me just like popping in, being like, can I work with this nigga yet? But since then. So like for shit to finally materialize, blessing, bro.
yeah,
Super blessing.
yeah.
Yo, can I hit my ball on here? Do I need to go like off stream?
Bro, please nah, hit
Off
it on
camera.
live. Actually,
Okay.
fucking, we're going.
Get message original mess getter.
But yeah, bro. I'm that also, bro, last thing on that, bro, that shit was really a dream. Like we was like, oh, that was a dream. Bro, seeing that nigga Southside, bro. Like he wasn't even really like gassing the song or anything like that, but bro, when I was learning how to make beats, bro, like during that first year after dropping out, watching Southside on IG Live, like I used to religiously watch those YouTube re-uploads of his lives and like I would try and like remake the beats that he bro, seeing him on stream, like even just hearing my shit was so bro. A lot of niggas don't know how like I feel like whenever I've done like interviews or like shit like that before, I always talk about my influences and I talk about like Sophie or like Skrillex or Pierre. Bro, Southside is like my biggest inspiration, like as a producer. I feel like damn debatably more than anybody, just because like bro changed the game, bro. Like so seeing him like just hear my music was like nigga, that was like a dream for real come true, like on some crazy shit.
I remember those Against the Clock by Southside, those 30 minutes against the clock, and he used to just freestyle melodies and then transpose them into a different key, speed it up, stretch the melody. Bro, he opened up a whole world right there.
Bro, he's the GOAT, bro. He's the GOAT, bro. I saw that nigga in real life one time. I don't really get like nervous or like starstruck, and I wasn't by him, but I was in this club. I was with Jaleel, and we were in this club in Hollywood, and it was Metro Boomin was doing a DJ set, and I was just standing in this packed club, and I turn to my right, and I just see the crowd like starting to split, and I just see this demon. This nigga looked like a demon in real life, bro. And we briefly made eye contact for a second, and it felt like you ever been around like you ever been in like you ever been around like a dog, like a pit bull that you know will bite you, and it's like on the chain, and you're looking it in the eyes, and you're like, damn, like you feel something on a deep level of like, I'm in danger a little bit. I felt that feeling. I'll never forget seeing that nigga and being like, oh my god, bro, that nigga, he's the GOAT, bro. Real
He's
shit.
the heroic mafia boss for a reason right there, you know, for a reason.
I want to work with that nigga so bad, bro. Oh, that's the GOAT.
Yeah, I know he had a very bad experience with the white European boys making beats and shit. He signed a dude from Germany, had some problems. The dude was stealing all the melodies he ever made, fucking lawsuits, all that. So hopefully, I'm gonna get myself that moment as well.
Hopefully, in due time.
I got some questions from the chat. Vloner47 asks, ask about his song with Zack Fox, how they link up or made it. Go ahead.
Bro. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Take a minute. You can take a minute.
I'm ready. Bro, with Zack, that nigga, I had always like known about him for like the longest, and like known about his music and shit. But I from that mixtape shit I was talking about, the High Tech Music Volume 1 shit, like my artist project shit, I have a song on there with this artist named Z Loopers. It's called GS1. And when that song came out, Zack posted it on his story, that song, and was like, this shit is fucking crazy, blah 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 blah. And I saw that, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like what, I was gassed, bro. And then I followed the nigga, and then he followed me, and then a couple minutes later he DM'd me and was like I be trying to not, when like lit niggas, like niggas that are really up, like follow me or like interact with my shit, I try to not like timing is so everything, and I try to not DM and be like, bro, let's work, blah blah blah. It's like shit'll just happen when it happens. And like same shit with like seeing people in real life. Like you bump into a lot of people out here, and like I used to like go up to niggas and be like, bro, my name's blah blah blah, like we should work. But like it just never, it's not the vibe most of the time, unless y'all are like right on the same like frequency. It's better to like naturally happen, you know what I mean? And so with that nigga, I saw he followed me, and I was like, I'm not gonna DM him, whatever. And then he DM'd me, and he was like, bro, I love your work, bro, this new song is super fire, like I would love to get in with you and just like make some shit, blah blah. So I was like, okay, word. And my manager, he used to have this crib in the hills called Kogo that I used to do like all my sessions at. Like it was this big ass house, and like he had like a studio set up in there and shit. So I would pull up there and do sessions. And I remember Zack pulled up, we scheduled a session, he just pulled up. And bro, that's the funniest nigga one of the funniest niggas I've ever met in real life. And like
I can imagine.
For the first like hour, 2 hours of being there, we were just sitting on this couch, bro, and we were watching gore videos, bro. Like that nigga, bro, I have this thing, bro. for whatever reason, bro, like I'm like completely unfazed by all that shit. But B, if I see a video, like a good one, where a nigga like breaks his arm crazy or some shit, that shit makes me laugh so hard, bro. Like, and he showed me this video of some nigga, he some nigga that was I don't know if he was Russian or Ukrainian, but he was like a government figure in one of those countries, and they found this nigga, and bro, they put his head, they had him lay down and put his head on top of a cinder block against a wall like this, and the video starts, and they just slam that nigga's head with a sledgehammer.
Ooh, I think I
And
understood the
that
video.
nigga showed me that, bro. And now I have not laughed that hard in so it sounds so fucked up. When I tell niggas this, I have to preface by being like, I'm not a serial killer or no weird shit like that. This shit is just too crazy for real life. Like he showed me I'll never not think about that video when associating whenever niggas bring his name up, I always think about the video of a nigga getting hit in the head with a sledgehammer. And yeah, bro, we were just laughing so hard. We were just like going back and forth with the gore videos. And that first session we made maybe like 3 songs, and one of them was Dummy. And then just like normally when I make songs with somebody, like the song will get made and I don't hear about it for like a couple months, and then randomly they'll hit me and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna put this out in 2 months or whatever," and then my manager and their manager talk and blah blah blah, and the song comes out. This song we made, and like he pulled up on me again like a week later, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm about to send this shit to get mixed, and I'm about to drop it and blah blah," and he just shot the video fast as hell, and just like that shit was out. That was the first time. I don't want to say the first time, but like one of the first times that I've worked with somebody, and then it just like boom, immediately they're dropping shit. So that was that, and that nigga, bro, recording him, bro, he's so fun. Cause like when niggas are normally recording and they're like doing the like mumble takes and they're like getting their bars figured out. Normally it's just like melodies or like I fuck this bitch and I blah blah. This nigga is a comedian, bro. So everything he's saying is the funniest shit ever. And like, bro, he's hilarious, bro. That working with him is such a like fun experience because like every time he's recording some shit, it's like, nigga, you're too funny for saying this, bro.
Did he have any pre-notion of you enjoying and having fun watching gore videos, or he just fucking pulled up gore videos freestyle out the blue?
No, I started talking about it. Like
Okay.
that was one of the first things that I brought. I'm a weird nigga, bro. Like not in a bad way, but just like I don't. You know how you have like like a like you meet somebody and you're like, all right, I'm gonna be cool and not weird this person out, and then you slowly get more comfortable. I don't really have that. Like I'm just fully all the way off rip. Like so, as soon as that nigga got there, we got to talking about something, and I was like, yeah, bro, I just seen it because I saw a video, bro. I think it's the NDZ cartel or NZD, and it's the something, bro. Them cartel niggas go hard, bro. So I had just seen the cartel video of a nigga getting his face flayed and like they ripped the nigga's heart out and shit while it was still beating. And so I was telling that
Damn.
nigga about that, and he was like, "No, you gotta see this." And then just, bro, and it was just off to the races,
He
bro.
was
I never
one-upping you.
clicked.
He was
You said what
one-upping.
happened?
He was one-upping you on
No,
gore.
for real, for real, bro. Yeah, I never clicked with a nigga like that off rip, like instantly. That nigga is funny, bro.
He is funny. Oh my god, that cave episode with the.
Bro,
Oh my god. Oh
he's
my.
too funny, bro.
He is.
Nah, that nigga is one of a kind, bro, for sure.
The same guy is asking. So basically, I try and tell producers to, you know how designers got assets, they reusing same stuff to do completely different stuff. Maybe if you get a cool melody down or a cool drum pattern or whatever, he's asking, is unreleased songs or like they are deleted? Can you use the beats for your own project if the beat ain't have interest to be released? Are you reusing stuff that doesn't drop?
So it doesn't, definitely not deleted. Like I have all the files for all the beats and all the files and all the project files and shit for every song I've been there ever made. But like when you like I've definitely like sold niggas the same beat. There's no songs that are out that have the same beat. Like now it's now that like a lot of the people that I work with are like signed to a label or whatever, like the process is a bit different, you know? Like when I was just like fully just on my own, no manager, no nothing, and just like selling beats, like when I was engineering at that studio I was talking about earlier, I would I would have my hourly rate that I was charging niggas, but I had so many beats to where if a nigga was like, "You got beats?" I'm pulling up beats and I would just sell them for like $40 right there. Like just give me 40, or if you want 3, give me whatever that is, fucking 120. And so if a nigga like that I don't care about really is getting a beat, like I've definitely sold the beat and over, unless a nigga buys an exclusive, like an exclusive lease or whatever, then I'll be like, all right, you got the stems, you blah, blah. I'm not going to send this to anybody. But even now, like if an artist records a song on a beat, like unless, you know, I have to gauge, like a lot of the job of being a producer, like once you get to a certain level, actually not even once you get to a certain level, a lot of the job of being a producer is being able to read and gauge what the other person is feeling, just like fully, or like what they're, you know, feeling and thinking off their like body language and like, you know, how they feel about a song. So if an artist makes a song and I'm pretty much gonna know if they're gonna use it, like based on what they text me over the next couple of days and blah, blah, blah. So like if I make a song with an artist and I know it's probably not going to come out and they probably don't care about it, I'll send that beat out to other people too. And like at that point, it's just to whoever pays me first. But yeah, that what was the last thing you said though about like reusing something?
Yeah,
You said reuse.
yeah, like reusing maybe that you made a super nice melody on that beat that was never dropped. You're gonna reuse the melody to build something else for
Oh
somebody
yeah.
else, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean shit, like I said, I'm using the same beat. Nigga, if this shit not dropping, another nigga is getting this beat. Um, but yeah, like if even if some shit did drop, you know, I'm trying to think of a hypothetical situation. If a song dropped, and an artist used a beat, it probably wouldn't be something that I would think of to like resample that melody and use it in a new beat, but like it's not something that I couldn't do, you know? Like the rules don't like it wouldn't be like a bad thing if I did that, you know?
Of course,
And I
of course.
probably would
You own it.
eventually.
You own it at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah. So that's that, yeah. That was a good question.
Would you say you got management right now, yeah?
Yeah.
Is the management helping you a lot, like making a difference with you finding works and people to collab and just putting your name out there? Is that a big,
Definitely, yeah.
definitely?
I mean, that's not like a like what your manager does kind of depends on what you need and what you ask them to do, you know? So he's not like, you know, he's not pulling more weight than me anywhere, but like he definitely will hit me up and be like, "Yo, I just had a meeting with blah blah who manages this guy. I'm gonna try and see if I can get a session set up or whatever." But majority of that is on me, you know.
Okay. Okay. In Europe, I don't know about other countries, but where I'm from, the management situation, it's very sloppy. They have no idea what's their role, how they can bring profit to the team. They don't understand the work behind being a manager. They just want the status. They just want being pulled in conversation. They just want to go to the studio with the artist, to be honest with you, bro, and smoke. It's crazy.
No, see, that's I feel like yeah, I don't like I'm really like bro, I'm really I'm only gonna take a nigga as serious as they take themselves. So like, my manager is like
Preach.
really a true like professional. Like we have a weekly meeting every week that's like either he pulls up on me or I pull up on him and we just go through like everything that we're currently working on. And then like I text him every day. We talk every day about like he'll send me ideas like, "Yo, have you seen this person? You should work with blah blah." Or you like my manager is like honestly, I've met a lot of managers. My manager is like the best manager I've met personally. But like and so that's I want to say that's part of the reason why he does do that shit and like try to get me placements and like try to set up sessions and shit. Like he just goes above and beyond. So I yeah, that's I have a really good manager, but there are a lot of like the standard for managers is like very low. Like a lot of them niggas be on bullshit, you know.
Facts. They gotta find themselves yet, and they go help out. They tryna help other people find themselves when they have to find themselves already still. So yeah, that's one situation. Another question that I had for you, since you are not from the UK, because I thought you was from the UK, so I was like, okay, those London sessions are something on a regular day basis. How did that London trip come about?
So I'm signed to a publishing company. It's like a what's that called? Like a boutique publishing company. Like it's not like a major publishing company. Um, it's like the equivalent of like an independent label. Like it's just like four niggas. But whole their whole job, I guess, like when you sign a publishing deal, those people just like try to get you in sessions and like send you sessions ideas and shit. And so they like me and my manager basically like put together a list of like hit up all these people and see what their available dates are and blah blah. And then my publishing company just flew me out there and they like paid for the flight and my B&B and shit. And then I just had like 7 or 8 days where like I had a studio locked out there and shit. And I just had like this day I have a session with this person. This day I have a session with this person in the morning and then this person at night and blah blah. So that was all through like my publisher. Which is really yeah, that shit was super fire. I'm really glad they did that.
Beautiful, yeah. That sounds like time of your life, in another country,
Yeah.
paid expense to work and
Yeah,
get more
it
money.
feels crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels crazy to like get flown. Like you feel like that nigga low key.
Yeah.
Especially when like you meet people there and they're like, "Did you pay for this?" And you're like, "I didn't pay for none of this.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
here to
here."
work. I'm here to get money.
It's fire. It's a fire feeling, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's how
And
that came about.
in those sessions, we happen to have music together.
Yeah, bro. I was so like blown away that you knew about that because I text you, I didn't want to like with people who like I'll have like a collab with like on a beat, like if that shit gets placed, like I feel like I'm around artists a lot, like for the norm of a producer, and like I'm in sessions a lot. And so like when a song gets made, like I literally don't even think anything of it. But to somebody who like is 2 degrees separated from the situation, they might be like, "Oh shit!" Like
It
that's
hits
it's
differently.
exciting,
Yeah, yeah,
exciting,
yeah, yeah,
which is
yeah.
it's that's natural to be excited about some shit. But I just am aware of that, and I have sent stuff to people before, and they're like, "Oh, this is fire!" Like boom, 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 and I can tell that they're excited. And then I have to be like, I know this nigga's gonna slowly, this excitement is gonna slowly die as this shit never comes out, you know? So yeah, that's why I didn't initially send that shit to you. But did you listen? Did you end up listening to those songs?
No.
Bro, you gotta listen. You should listen. I want you to listen because the beat is crazy.
Aren't they dropping though? I'm still hoping. You know, I wanna be concentrated on other stuff. If I hear that, maybe I don't know. Maybe I just want the clean reaction. Maybe if it drops once, you know.
Bro, you should listen.
I should.
I mean, not right now, but
no,
you should
obviously, in the private time.
Even or I'll even send you the beat because that beat that's one. Boom. I've been sending that around to other niggas. Like I don't know if there's been anything that's like happened with that beat. But like that beat
is that good?
So hard, bro.
Is that good?
Great. Like I was playing it in the session, and my homie Milo, he's the engineer that always engineers in London, and like at the studio that I be having booked. And that nigga was like, bro, this beat is crazy, bro. And like I play a lot of good beats, but like that nigga made it a note to be like, you are on some crazy shit with this. So bro, you definitely should listen because that beat.
I will. Hella happy about that as well. And I didn't see that coming. I forgot about me sending. I'd be forgetting about me sending melodies out. I believe you the same with that many people hitting you up, just sending and shit. So I have one of my friends, Baby Kashi. He's an internet friend at that. He's really tapped in, working with White, Ifimi, and all that UK wave. He knows Kwesi personally. He goes to the studio and all that. I think he heard the song, or he was just checking my name on his private SoundCloud thing, and he saw that we had 2 songs. He saw that I had 2 songs. My 2 songs popped up with my name, and he sent me the screenshot, and he was like, "Do you know about this?" And I was like, "Fuck no!" I read Connie, Uncleback. I was like, "Oh my god, no way he did that! No way he did that!"
I hope he uses that song. I want him to use it.
Yeah, he's gonna be touring with White. He's in Switzerland in a couple of weeks. I was debating with myself if I should go to that show or not, just to enjoy it and shit.
You should, bro. You should pull up. Yeah, that's a cool nigga too. I fuck with that nigga.
To me, doing this for a lot of time, you know, over 10 years, being in direct contact with people, as a producer, rappers asking for beats, as a producer asking for tips, whatever people may be contacting you for. To me, it's kind of clear who is the guy down to earth you can have a conversation with, who is the guy trying to jump steps, skip like steps on the stairs, just go over, you know, 4 steps at a time, scaling wherever the peak he's trying to reach or whatever. And that all UK wave, they seem very down to earth. They seem like prioritizing the music they put out rather than what they portrayed, or like the gimmicks that are very, very tangible in nowadays stuff, you know. So I really fuck the UK.
No, they're all fire, and they're all so like, they're just cool. Like even, you know, they're just all super. Yeah, it's really interesting with that scene. Like I didn't know until I got out there, but everyone that I would have a session with out there, they'd be like, "Oh, who do you have sessions with for the rest of the week?" And I'll be like, "Oh, this dude and this dude," and they'd be like, "I went to like high school with all these people," and like that, everybody that I had sessions with knew each other pretty much, and like they've all just been working together for mad long, and like now this shit's just clicking, but they're all on some like, nigga, we've all known each other. It's a really interesting energy to be around. Like it's really refreshing because like it's I don't know, it just feels like being around like a group of friends as opposed to like niggas that make music together. Like when I did that session with Lancey, he pulled up the first day we had a session. He pulled up, and it was him and Len was there, and like hella niggas. Like I think his name is Sid, the nigga that owns the Ozbat brand. He was there. Like that nigga Tebow was there. It was just hella, and all of them niggas pulled up, and I was just like, oh, these niggas are actually like friends, and they've all been friends since before this shit was like going super crazy like it is. So it's a really cool vibe to be around, bro. It's really like refreshing for real.
It's clear almost how they see no competition between one another, and they just wanna bring stuff, whatever they got going on, each to the world individually, together as almost a nation. You know, I feel like the UK vibe, the UK wave, it's very brought together by representing, you know, a culture, and that's beautiful to see. That's beautiful to see. For what you just said, like you experiencing that, it must have felt like you are going to a new school and everybody being on the same swag for ages, and you just witnessing them being all cool, and you don't even understand what's going on, but they being doing that, so you kind of get integrated. It's beautiful vibes right there.
Yeah, no, that shit is. Yeah, I like what them niggas got going on, bro. Those are all super solid niggas.
Very talented,
bro. I wanted to say, bro, I have to get off around like 2, maybe a little after 2. Do you want to do the project file shit? With
yep, absolutely. I was just going to start asking more direct beats question, because please open up, because my people would love to see that Bulldog drum, even just the drum pattern, because they was asking about the 808 specifically.